as I usually am. But this time I have an excuse. This time we're doing something different. Tonight we're having a fire. Hey, and we're actually allowed to now. We'll get into that. But why don't we just get started by actually lighting this thing up? Because that's the best way to start. All right. Can we see the chat? Can we see the chat here? Where do I find the chat? They've moved things all around here. There we go. Hello from the whack. Is that Chilliwack? Fire! Yeah, that's right. One of the most elemental things. Good to see ya. Good to see you. So things have been changing quite a bit, and that's because, well, we got kicked out of our house. If you're just hearing the story for the first time, our landlord gave us the call just before we went for our trip to Japan. Hello from Elliott Lake, Ontario. Wow, Elliott Lake. My folks used to live there. They moved to White Rock, and hopefully that fire gets started all by itself. No problem. In fact, we may not have actually been able to have a fire if it wasn't for some people lashing back at the local government here, which is ridiculous. And we'll get into the story here momentarily. What's up, son? You want to put that in the fire? Just don't get too close, okay? There you go. We threw it in. Nice. Good job. Good job, little man. So, and am I going to be like right in the way of the smoke? Probably. That's just the way things go. I need to actually raise this tripod up a little bit. Yeah, you're going to throw that stuff in too? There you go. Let's get this going. That's quite high. That's really high. Let's come down to earth just a little bit here. Sorry for the wiggle cam. And perhaps a bit of this. There we go. We got the fire in the background and the smoke coming right at me. Absolutely. Daniel, not too much, okay? Not too much. Do some stunts on the trike. Oh, did you see the trike? Yeah. That's actually like one of the coolest things. So yeah, there's a trike here for the kids to use. Hi, Clyde from London, Ontario. How you doing, Kim? Okay, let's get into this. So why are we here? You're missing entirely, dude. You gotta come a little closer, okay? Come a little closer. A little closer. Yeah, a little closer still. Okay, right about there. Now throw it in. There we go. Good job. Yeah, okay, that, and then leave it alone for a little bit, okay? I don't think it's taking. Clyde, do something. There's another, what? Hold on. There's another link open. What other link? Is this your new home, Clyde? Yes, so this is the new temporary place. This is where we're gonna be for a few months anyway. This is gonna be the place where we're at. There we go. Oh no, Clyde got kicked out of his house and is now living in the woods. Yeah. Yeah. Hi from Van Island. We're gonna be there next month. That's gonna be a lot of fun, actually. I can't wait. Is the sound coming in okay? Leave a comment telling me if it is. Trish Prue with a $2 super chat. Yard looks awesome. The yard does look awesome. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Maybe we can go for a little tour in a minute here. We're gonna look around. I don't know how far though we can go before I lose the Wi-Fi signal. That's a thing. How do I get the chat back? There we go. Clyde, where's your tent? Yeah. Yeah, we're not, thankfully not living in tents, but we are living in the woods. A little bit up the valley. Okay, yeah, sounds great. Okay, sound is really good. Thank you for letting me know. Because I don't have a lapel mic this time, so I was wondering how it would turn out. Where is the piano? Unfortunately, I had to give the piano away, and luckily, actually, someone was willing to take it and give it a good home. And the reason why I say luckily is it's actually really, really difficult to get rid of a piano. Like actually, like find a new home for pianos these days. They're quite expensive to move, and well, a lot of people are like, why would I get a piano when I can just get a keyboard, or you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So found a new home for the piano, and it's going to be taken care of, which I really cared about that. I even hear the birds chirping in the background. Oh, that's great. There are 38 people, including Yutake, a mod, on a dead stream. How is that happening? How is that happening? I'm gonna have to fix that briefly. How can I do? Yeah, I don't see a dead stream. I'm not sure what's happening there. If there's anybody that's over in a stream that's not working, go tell them, hey, that's the wrong stream, and just kick them over to the right one. Maybe some of the mods put the link to this stream in the other stream. That's really weird that's what's going on. Where are the hot dogs? Hungry. Where's the fire? It didn't take. It didn't take. Let's get this thing going, because it's not going. Oh, something happening here. All right. LOL, a torch. I couldn't find a lighter. We're in the middle of a move, and everything is just in boxes and all over the place. So yeah, I was getting into the explainer for that. We got notice just before we went to Japan. We got notice from our landlord that our ability to rent there is done. It's not. We're no longer going to be renting from him. Now, you know, some people are saying around eviction, that kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell if he was actually moving in himself, or if it's yeah. But the market here is just ridiculous. The same townhomes are now renting for $4,000+ a month. It's yeah, really just not doable at all. Not doable. So that's okay. I see we got our mods in here now. Clyde, where are you at? So we're at the new place. It's way up the valley, out of the town that we lived in, and yeah, kind of nestled between some mountains, and lovely property. But it's small. Like the house is very small. So we're gonna love this for the summer. This is gonna be our situation for the summer. The other stream didn't start. Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was about. I only set it up once. I'm not used to setting it up on my mobile phone. I just usually do it on the computer. Do something, yeah. Starting to. I think this fire is starting to take now. Just gotta leave it be. It'll do well. Stop voting for the NDP in BC. Yeah, well, that's not going to happen anymore. If you look at the poll numbers, wow, Conservatives are kicking ass. Hearing this makes me sad. I hope you get a beautiful place for your family, Clyde. Yeah, so like the plan here is, so for the summer, we're going to stay in this place. There's another family that are friends of ours. Awesome, because my daughter's best friend is a member of this other family. So we're living in the same place, but we're living in the small suite below. So it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight, but it's gonna just be for the summer, and then we're off to greener pastures, or well, we're planning to head to Austin, Texas. That's the idea there. Angus Reid has the NDP at 41% latest. Don't get complacent, BC. No. We've got to vote them out. They gotta go. They gotta go. And it's, speaking of like just terrible governing bodies, so the township that I live in, it's a town called Squamish, BC. It's just north of north of Vancouver. The municipality. The smoke's starting to move my way. Might have to shift the camera around. Oh, I'll get really smoky. They for the May long weekend, they decided to have a fire ban. Just I don't know. We're saving the planet. Canada's burning. You know, we keep hearing from Trudeau. It's not burning. It's we're very moist out here. Let's just say it's been raining nonstop. This is actually one of the first sunny days we've had in a while, and so they put the ban on, and it's so funny because they then lifted the ban, but only after a petition went out, and a pretty sizable one. I know Darren has more information about it, so when he gets back, we'll be talking about that. That's gonna be. Are you gonna join? I was just talking about the fire ban. You know more about that, so you can explain the story better. I was looking around for a lighter, and all I could find was your torch. Oh, okay, there you go. I got her going. So, you're just walking the dog?
I was just at the neighbor's house.
Oh, okay. How do you want we set this up so you can join in? It's story time. It's story time with Clyde by the fire pit.
Hello.
Can everybody hear Darren? Let's put that in the chat. I want to make it so you can see the fire too. That was the whole idea here. All your chairs are so tall.
Yeah. Hello.
There we go. Move back a little bit. That works. I got to be close enough that I can read the chat though. So this is my buddy Darren. He's got a larger family than I do. He's got 4 kids, and he lives above us. Our daughters are like besties, and yeah, we hang out a bunch and have lots of wobbly pops and enjoy our time. But yeah, we're about to not be able to have fires here. Tell the story.
Yeah. Well, just before May long weekend, I suppose. Can they hear me from this far back?
Yeah, put it in the chat. Can you hear Darren fine? Can you hear him speaking? Had an amazing day in Vancouver today. Oh, that's awesome. Fire ban afuera.
Yes, I see. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yes. All clear.
Okay.
I got a super chat from Trish Peru saying for $5 says, with you moving to Austin, does that mean you can vote for Trump? Hit the like button, everyone. Yeah, hit the like button. Absolutely. We're gonna try to figure out what the timing is gonna be like. So I was looking into it, and depending on the timing that we get there, I have to have been in a residence for at least 30 days or something like that. So I might not be able to just by a technicality or a margin. That's the thing. Penny D with $5 says, "Where's Marty? We need Marty." Yeah, no Marty tonight. Marty's off doing other things. But yeah, they hear you. They hear you loud and clear. So what was the story? They
Yeah, so
May long weekend. They
just
wanted
before
to.
May long weekend.
They're saving the planet, right?
Yeah, saving the planet, one campfire, one backyard campfire at a time, really. But it was the coastal region of the province issued a category 2 and 3 ban, which was large fires.
The province did as well.
The coastal region of the province had category 2 and 3, but backyard campfires category 1s were A-OK.
Oh, okay.
So you could drive a kilometer down the road from here, no problem. You could drive to the provincial campground, no problem. But apparently the municipality had issued a separate campfire ban, and that went under the radar. I didn't know that. I was following the provincial guidelines, and yeah, late that night, like they sent every resource the city had available to watch me pour a bucket of water on the fire.
Wait. Every resource available.
Like 4 police officers and 4 firefighters.
I thought it was just one car.
No, it was a massive crew. They sent the big truck and a bunch of cop cars and
no way.
Yeah, and it was all just a total simple misunderstanding, and they were actually quite friendly about it. They just told me to put it out and left, but
and these are the remaining logs, right?
Yes, that's right.
That's why they're like half burnt logs.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Just put it on, and we're like, oh, okay.
I wonder if they'll try to show, if someone will try to call it in again tonight.
Well, we have the permit and the fire ban is lifted, so if they call it in, they'll.
So tell the story. Like, okay, so they put the ban in place, and it was for the May long weekend. But then the May long weekend ended.
So the weird logic behind this is a lot of people from the city come up here for May long weekend.
Right.
And for sure, out in the forest, they are quite irresponsible. I find myself putting out fires every time we go up into the forest as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the people throw their garbage in, they stoke the fire with the rest of their wood, and then they leave.
What?
So that's a problem. That's a huge problem. But their response to the May long weekend was, hey, let's ban campfires within the municipality, but you can just drive out to the border where everyone from the city is going anyways and have more fires where there's less protection. It made zero sense at all.
Right, because like if you're burning wood in your yard, you got a hose there.
Yeah.
You've got all the tools you need.
And let's not remember, we're not in dry season right now.
No, it's sopping wet.
Super saturated.
There's a puddle at the front of the drive up that's been there for days.
Yeah.
And it's just like it just sits there.
Yeah, it's just there's sitting just water in everything right now, and
it's just saturated. Yeah, it's crazy. It's so like I was joking about this earlier because I'm like, man, governments are the worst. Like they're just the worst at any level. Like at the federal level, at the provincial level, at the municipal level, they can even be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to it. Like these people that make these rules, they're like the hall monitors from high school.
Yeah.
They're just all grown up hall monitors. Like, where's your pass? I'm gonna come down with my authority on you in any way possible to just shut her down.
Yeah, it makes very little sense in their response to it, because in reality, the people that really wanted to have a fire that weekend it was just going to push more of the resources out into the bush where there's less safety.
Right. Where there's less safety, and that's exactly it.
Yeah. So we had a new fire chief come into town in August, the 2023 August, and a fairly new mayor. So I think primarily this was just politicians that had zero idea like what they were talking about, and just saying like we're taking an initiative. We're
being proactive.
Yeah, we're taking proactive moves here. But I am glad that they're at least stepping back now. There was a petition that I signed, and
I was about to sign it. Yeah. You sent me the link to it.
And they're now saying, well, given the current weather conditions, we think it's fine to lift the campfire. So I'm really glad they at least had some, ounce of logic remaining that they could, you know.
I love how they
use in this
specify though. They're like,
situation.
but you do need permission from the landowner. You need a permit with the
Oh,
municipality
yeah.
and all this stuff. I didn't know that that was actually something that was normal. Like you have to have a permit for, and it's like you have to have a permit for everything these days.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Permit to breathe.
Yeah, permission to breathe, sir.
Yeah.
That's awful. Man, oh, I see you fixed it. You fixed the picnic table up. Nice.
Yeah,
Wow,
I took
that's
a
good.
planer to it and put a planter box in the middle of it.
Oh, is it the same boards?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I
You just...
replaced the center board.
Oh, because it was bad.
It was rotted straight through.
Oh, I got to show you this, guys. So this was a picnic table that we had at our place, and it got weathered for at least a decade.
Screws in it, and it should hold for another few months.
Giant bug zapper? Is that a... No, that's
a bug zapper over there.
a bug
by
zapper
the-
over there.
the
Yeah.
garden, yeah.
What
That's just a...
you said a lamp.
Yeah.
Holy, that's smoke. So right now, British Columbia's got the cottonwood. It's like cottonwood season. I'm getting nailed with the allergies. Like it's hitting me harder than it's ever hit me.
It's the summer snowfalls. It
Yeah.
literally, it covers the ground white, and anyone with allergies, it's their worst nightmare.
Oh, the smoke's adding to it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to get that thing going.
Yeah, it's also, there you go. That log you were putting.
Oh yeah, is there a wet one? Oh, it's all wet, yeah.
Yeah, here, let me toss something on there.
Oh boy. Oh, you know, I hate white rabbits. Isn't that the whole thing?
Yeah, that's probably a racist term now that you can't use anymore.
Oh, you can't use white rabbits
Yeah,
because...
somebody probably is offended by it.
Let's catch up on some of this chat here. And I gotta move out of the smoke section. I think I'm in the smoking section. Move away here. So you guys can see this. Put piss gas on it.
Yeah.
Just checking out the chat here. What's the dog's name?
Logger.
Logger's the dog's name. He's a funny dog, eh? Is there any places he doesn't want to go at this location now?
He's kind of figured out his boundaries now. He's a healer cross, and the neighbors have a healer cross, so they've kind of drawn their lines because healers don't really interact much with other dogs. But
at their old place, the dog it would never go upstairs because it wasn't his territory or something.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't go. The kids
cross the invisible line.
He would like herd the kids around, like as if they were sheep, and then he would.
He still does that.
Yeah, he still does that. But yeah, he wouldn't go upstairs.
Let me find something flammable to put in there.
Yeah, I had some of that paper. Grab my wobbly pop. Border Collie? Oh, I thought you said it was a healer.
Yeah, he's a healer cross.
A healer cross. Sure, we can set this up different. Bear with me, folks. This is the first live stream from out in the woods. Oh, I got a couple of these chairs. This might work out actually. And I tried to make it for 6:30, but you know that never works out. you know me with the live streams. Yeah. Cool fire pit. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. We almost were not allowed to use it.
Yeah.
Let me get my drink.
4 p.m. today, we got the go ahead.
So where I'm situated is like out of town a bit. So it's a little less convenient to get to my work and do all these things. I don't have a studio anymore. So we're gonna figure out something for all of that. But despite all of that, I was looking forward to it. I was like, okay, well, at least in the summertime, we can have fires out in the yard pretty much any time. And then that fire ban came in, and it was like womp, womp, like a big old womp womp. How the guest tonight? Or who's the guest tonight? Well, it's just me and Darren today. So it's my friend Darren. Glad to see you're doing something. Enjoy the evening. Of course. Last year, after the convoy, I'm a military brat, and I moved from Ottawa, BC. It's sad to know you're moving. Yeah, I'm sorry to bring that news to everybody. But it was one of those things, right? Here comes the smoke over on this side now. Amazing. So, yeah, it was one of those things where, you know, if you have to pack up everything, essentially, to maintain what we had, like that lifestyle, like basically you have to spend like, it would be 3 times the cost of living. So it just wasn't really doable. Shane with a $2 super chat says, city ruins everything, including out of the city. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone calls them city-its up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are just, yeah.
Done with it.
The worst one is the shooting bird shot over water.
Oh yeah.
Or shooting like lead shot over
Yeah.
water.
I mean, you're gonna find it your fair share of rednecks doing that too. That's not exclusive to city-its.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You have like
The most concerning thing to me is just them coming into the forest and not leaving it the way it was. So leaving their garbage. During COVID, we'd go to the spot up the valley, and pre-COVID, it was pristine. The nature was totally fine. During COVID, people from the city were just trying to escape because they couldn't do anything else, and there was just like McDonald's bags, like garbage, campfires. They were cutting up all the trees, like the washed up trees on the river just for fun, so there's sawdust everywhere. And that was during an actual very dry season where campfires, everything was like, everyone was on edge because of wildfires.
yeah, it was pretty bad that year. I remember all the smoke.
I just find...
Did you leave BC, buddy? No, I didn't even leave town. I'm still in the same district. I'm just on the outskirts. Need to make 200,000 now in Canada. It's getting that way, especially in British Columbia. Yeah.
That's not even enough.
No, yeah, you're right. Like 200,000 is like the new.
That's like a starting wage.
Yeah.
For a condo, like you could buy a condo for that.
Remember when $100,000 was a lot of money?
Yeah, I remember. I mean, there was a song about if I had $1 million, you could buy anything you wanted. And now you can buy a 2-bedroom apartment in downtown Vancouver.
Yeah, apartment. You can't even buy a house.
Yeah.
You can't even buy a house in the outskirts of Vancouver. If I had $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody needs to make a parody of that.
There is a parody.
Is there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's somebody from Vancouver.
Out east is still manageable. But if I'm moving, I'm not moving somewhere colder. That's really what it comes down to. Our decision to move to the U.S., which is obviously this is a temporary thing, hence the title. Out with the old and in with the temporary. It's our decision to move south, it comes from the idea that I moved from Ontario originally to British Columbia to escape the cold. I was just not into it. And then that's, yeah. It just went from there. Just went from there.
Does chat want to see a chicken?
Oh yeah, you want to see the chickens?
I can bring one out. There's some birds of prey circling us right now, so maybe just one. 3 of them.
Oh yeah. Are those hawks?
Those are just vultures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Something must be dead.
Or dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, missed one. I got Shane with a $2 super chat. If I had a mill, I'd buy my way out. If I had $1 million, I'd buy my way out of Canada. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's-
I mean, that's probably your safest bet with that much money, but
yeah. Yeah. Well, wow. Yeah. Take it out of Canada
yeah.
if you're not going to spend it right away. That's essentially it. I mean, they're inflating the heck out of these currencies.
Yeah.
It's just insane. Like and like the U.S. dollar isn't any better.
No.
It's yeah, it's crazy how much they print. What was that? Something up there?
Yeah, I know. Something did that earlier too. I'm not sure.
$1 million in Canada isn't much. No, it isn't.
No.
That's why we're saying, like, remember when $100,000 was a lot of money? Like, it isn't anymore. It just is not.
It's kind of despicable too because the ability to make $1 million never changed much. Like the
Yeah.
difficulty level, right?
Like how hard it is to make
Yeah.
$1 million
Yeah.
is not any different
Yeah.
than it was years ago. Just buys you much less.
In fact, the tax brackets have even made it harder.
Yeah. And that's I hate that concept of a progressive tax because it's like, oh, okay, so
You're making more, so we want more.
we punish you more.
Yeah, even though you're still going to be paying more at the tills and all your other expenses, and you likely have a business which is paying employment tax and
Right.
paying into, you know, CPP and everything. But still, we want more.
We still want more. It's funny, like, I saw the Philosopher Raptor one. You know the meme?
No.
It's just like
Oh,
funny
is that
meme.
the raptor that's
The
like
raptor that's thinking, yeah. And it said, if taxing cigarettes gets people to smoke less, what does taxing income do?
Yeah, well, it's true. It's reporting less.
Well, reporting less,
Yeah,
or
finding other ways
some
around it.
people ultimately they're just like, nope, I'm done. I'm checking out of the out of that portion of the economy.
Yeah.
Or like what Marty did. So Marty up north's a guest that I have on my channel frequently.
Yeah, I've seen him. His
When-
talks with you.
When Trudeau got in, he started saying all the stuff he was going to do. He just scaled back his operations so he never made more than
Yeah.
the minimum to not
Totally.
pay taxes.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago, I got a raise at a job, and then I got my first paycheck, and it was less than what I was making. I'm like, isn't this supposed to be more money? And it's like, well, oh no, you were on the border of the previous tax bracket, and now that you're making more, your percentage is higher. So now you're like making like about $60 less per month.
That bites. That bites. That's brutal. Yeah, I can't stand that. No such thing anymore of a what? Pensioners' golden years.
No.
No, it's the bronze years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, or some other worthless metal.
Oh yeah, you could get into the whole pensioners, conspiracies too, right? Like you could even use my dad as a statistic. This guy worked his whole life for the government. He was a workers' comp.
Yeah.
He paid into CPP, but then he also paid into their own internal programs. I think it was something like somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million in total that he paid into his pension programs between the two.
Wow.
It's a statistic. He died within 2 years of starting to collect his pension, and when that's gone, it evaporates. All that huge portion of his whole career that he's invested into evaporates. Right?
Yeah. Like, why not just invest it into something else, and then at least you can hand it to your kids when you pass on.
Yeah, it's just and also the conspiracy part is the way they in Canada it's very similar to America too, where they're not very incentivized like Europe to cure things like diabetes through our food, like what we're putting in our foods, right? Like,
Oh,
hey, let's put like high
right.
fructose corn syrup in everything.
Well, interesting story about the high fructose corn syrup. 1 second, Shane with a $2 super chat. Pensions are a pyramid. Pensions are a pyramid scheme. Changed my mind. There's no change in your mind, man. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Self-employed and sayonara pensions.
But the funny thing, okay, so the funny thing about high fructose corn syrup, how did we get there? Like, how do we get to the point where we're putting that in everything? Well, what happened was back at like the turn of the century, the U.S. government was lobbied by sugarcane farmers, I think in like Louisiana or whatever.
Yep.
And so they said, we need to put tariffs on cheap sugarcane sugar from like the Caribbean and stuff, where it just grows like weeds.
Yeah.
Right? They have like the ideal conditions for sugarcane, so
Yeah.
they barely have to try.
Yeah.
Right? So they're like, buy American, save American farmer, and so they put these tariffs on sugar.
Yeah.
Well, those farmers ended up failing anyway,
Yeah.
and they ended up getting into something else that
Yeah.
was more suitable for the climate.
Yeah.
Did the tariffs go away?
No.
Never.
Yeah.
So the tariffs still exist.
Yeah.
And then later, what else happened? They wanted to make methanol for fuel.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Additives for fuel and things like that.
Yeah.
So you need to grow a lot of corn for that.
Yeah.
So one of the other derivative byproducts for that is high fructose corn syrup.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you can take that and you flood the market with that stuff, and then all the manufacturers that need sugar for their products, they go, people aren't gonna know the difference. Let's just put that nasty stuff in there.
Yeah, it's much sweeter anyways.
And then a bunch of years go by, and then New York's mayor Bloomberg decides,
Right.
we're gonna put a tax on sugar sodas. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Because I think he was a little ashamed that New York was it the fattest state or something?
Something like that. It was like the fattest city or something like that. But it was hilarious because it's like, oh, I mean, it's tragic. You're like, you tax products coming in, so it disincentivizes people from using that product. You pay taxpayer dollars to subsidize another product.
Yeah.
Then you end up with an unhealthy product, and then you have to tax people so that they don't consume that product. It's like, let's just cut step 1 and 2 out, and then we won't need step 3.
Yeah.
And everybody saves a buck and probably eats a little healthier. It's insane to me.
Yeah. What really actually caught my attention with the high fructose corn syrup, talks just recently is I haven't drank Coca-Cola for many years, but
Right.
I've been seeing it pop up a lot where apparently Coca-Cola in Mexico and Europe is amazing.
Yeah, because it's made with real sugar.
It's cane sugar. So now I really want to get my hands on this stuff. I'm like, what does this taste
Have
like?
you ever had cane cola?
No.
You can get it at like Nestor's or the other markets.
Oh really?
It's just called cane cola, or
Yeah.
there's a bunch of them where they use like sugarcane sugar, and it's way better.
Yeah, I've
It's
heard.
way better. It's not exactly healthy.
No. I mean, neither is this, but
So Mexico actually has like a huge. I saw a documentary on it where in Mexico they have people like insane numbers of people with diabetes.
Yeah.
And it's because they don't even drink water; they just drink Coke all day.
Yeah. That's the same with the First Nations here, and apparently the Aborigines in Australia as well.
Really?
Yeah, and a little bit. Who knows what modern research has to say about this too? But I remember seeing a documentary specifically about the Aborigines in Australia, how they were just never introduced to this processed sugars and processed foods until recent history, and they just hopped on that bandwagon and consumed almost more than what we would consume in our daily. They're just love this stuff, right?
Wow.
Apparently the rate of diabetes is quite a bit higher per capita.
Sugar Clyde.
The sugar daddy.
It's got the level 8 hazmat sign. What? Okay, I don't know what we're talking about in the chat here. Fire is too loud. Turn it down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too funny. Jelly Duck member for 24 months with the honk honk and Canada emojis. Awesome. Thanks for that, my man. 24 months. That's amazing. A member of the channel for 24 months.
That was a subscription or something?
Yeah, it's like kind of like
Yeah.
on Twitch they have subscriptions. They do that
Very
on
cool.
YouTube now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, memberships. It's just amazing when I see
Yeah.
People have had membership for
absolutely.
that long. That's like 2 years. 2 years. That's amazing.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna pull up into the stream a relic of the past.
Oh, what do you got?
Oh, this baby right here.
Oh, some of the people caught it earlier. Yeah, but they didn't see it moving. This is gonna be a treat. I guess no. You're good.
No. The kill switch isn't on.
Oh, that's great. Check this out.
There we go.
There we go. Got the 3-wheeler.
Yeah, this is off-road contraband.
Yeah, they can't manufacture those anymore.
Yeah.
Is that 70 because it's a 1970?
No, it's a CT7 or ATC 70.
What year is it?
I believe it was in the 70s. 74, I think.
Yeah, because they can't make those anymore.
No. They're very flippy.
Yeah, they are. We got a super chat from, who is this? All for Truth and Freedom with 279 super chat. Says Canadian girl says, and the chat disappears on me. Happy Friday, my kind of peeps. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
How many people we got in the chat here? We've got 435 people. I guess there was like a weird glitch. Somehow it made 2 streams.
Oh.
And there was a bunch of people that were stuck in the other stream. And yeah, so.
Are we on YouTube?
We're on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So there's certain things you can't say here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Things like. Just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly. We'll talk about them after when we're still having the fire. Yeah.
I watch enough shorts to know which words are bleeped. Vlogger.
Did you hear about the new Windows update?
Oh, the Copilot or the
AI records your screen, websites you visited, things you type in Messenger.
Yeah.
And Microsoft Office. What?
It's everything. So it's an overlay. It records your entire screen and your activities. So they're trying to butter it up by saying it's stored locally on your machine. So all the data that it's processing locally.
That
but then
takes
people are saying,
memory.
like,
That takes like storage. Like I don't want that.
It uses, it would likely use a lot of memory and a lot of storage and GPU power.
Forget that. How do you delete that?
But it's everything that's coming. Like everything's coming very fast and hard, and it's kind of like shoot first, ask questions later, deal with the consequences, as they come.
Yeah.
But like there is a lot of coolness to it if it actually ends up being not a ruse to just steal all data and resell it and profit off of our daily activities.
What are they
right?
saying?
Like,
the
So it's basically like having someone just standing over your shoulder, watching and remembering every single thing you do, and then and like everything, right?
Yeah.
So if you're working on a spreadsheet and then scheduling a meeting later, and then just Googling a recipe for chicken pot pie, like it's tracking all that stuff, and then you can just ask your AI assistant, like, what's that meeting I have tomorrow? And it'll be like, oh, that meeting that you scheduled yesterday at 1? Like, yeah, that meeting. It'll be like, oh, it's with John.
Yeah, come sit over here. You'll be closer to the screen. We can keep an eye on the chat as well. Go Oilers, go! Okay, we got fans of the Oilers.
Are they playing right now? Like,
I have no idea. Put it in the chat if they're playing. If there's a score.
They're the only Canadian team left.
It's getting ready for C63. Do you know about the C63 bill?
No.
It's the Online Harms Act.
Oh, gee. Oh, yes.
Oh, I'll move this.
That's the one where. Here, let me just get another refreshment, and I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then I'll explain what C63 is, because that's crazy. I came prepared. I have a spare. Oh yeah, yeah. C63 is insane. S210 bill for digital ID as well. Yeah, that's another thing. Minority Report. So, oh yeah, exactly. So yeah, Bill C63 is they call it the Online Harms Act,
Yeah.
and it's under the guise of we're going to protect your children and we're going to protect people from CP and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But what's buried in the bill is like a whole lot of nonsense, like a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
And they're calling it Minority Report for a reason,
Yeah.
because for one, it's targeting hate crime, which is like
Right. Yes. I remember this coming up. Yeah.
super like
The wording on it
vague
is very vague,
verbiage.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so anything can be interpreted as
Yeah.
hate speech or whatever. And they're actually going as far as saying you could be imprisoned for life for hate speech.
Yeah.
And the example they give is like denying the Holocaust. Like I think Holocaust deniers are despicable people, but I don't think denying the Holocaust deserves a life sentence. You know what I mean?
What is denying the Holocaust? Like just saying it never happened?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that like a flat earther type thing?
It's
or-
it's like one of those things.
Yeah. Okay.
Holy
It's a conspiracy. History books are a ruse.
Oh my god. That smoke's really getting me. Yeah, the history books are a ruse, exactly. Like those bad guys that we all agree were bad guys from WW2.
Yeah.
Oh boy. It's the allergies, and then on top of it, getting hit with the smoke.
Oh yeah.
Nails me.
yeah.
So we've got cottonwood out here, and turns out I'm really allergic to it. So it's like having a cold right now.
Oh yeah.
It's nuts. It's like
Yeah.
having a summer cold.
Yeah. I'm fortunate I've never had to deal with that, but like I feel like a high percentage of people have allergies to this stuff when it comes out. It
Oh,
comes with a vengeance.
brutal. There's a few years when I was in Whistler where it was really bad too.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So for one, it's like offensive language, things that could. It's anything that could potentially foment anger,
Okay.
right?
For anything in general, or like a
Anger
minority
of
or like
a group
a group in particular.
of a group,
So
and they don't say like specifics, so it's very vague, right?
yeah.
And then
So for an example of this, and I'm just using an example that I actually just see on YouTube a lot. There's that one fellow that has a channel. I think he's in Victoria, and he's putting a lot of pressure on the public swimming pool. I think it's in Victoria. He wears like a cowboy hat, and there's a man, like a 40-something-year-old man that identifies as a female and uses the bathroom specifically at times when there's like young girls in there.
yeah, that's gross.
It's gross. So in this example, would that guy be considered
Be a hate
speech
crime.
a hate crime because he's publishing videos about this?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's hate speech
Yeah.
on the internet. That's what they're.
That's insane.
Yeah, but here's where it gets even crazier, and where people are calling it like Minority Report.
Yeah.
It says, in the bill, it says that if a judge believes that someone will in the future commit, say bad words on the internet,
Oh, God. Yeah.
then it prescribes what he can do. So
but not actually having done it or anything.
Not actually ever
So
having
it's
done
them
it.
deciding like you are capable of this.
You're gonna do this. We think you're gonna do this. So here's the punishment, and the punishments, they're listed in the bill. It's ridiculous. House arrest,
Yeah.
ankle monitor, like an ankle bracelet
Yeah.
monitor.
Yeah.
Because like being in your house and wearing an ankle bracelet is gonna stop you from saying mean stuff on the internet,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like restricting your movement, which is against the Charter of Rights and Freedoms,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then it's like asset forfeiture.
Oh yeah, going after everything you have.
They can take away your stuff.
Yeah.
Like it gets insane. And this is all in this bill, and they're trying to ram it through.
Yeah.
And this is after they already passed, you know.
Oh, somebody's gotta.
Oh, there we go. It's also retroactive, says Shane, for $2. Yeah, it's actually it's
Yeah.
also retroactive, so they can go back.
Really?
Yeah. So they can go back and look through your Twitter profile, and then they just go like, "Oh, you said this. That's hateful."
That's insane. I mean, they're
Off
gonna.
gulag for you, you know, like it's insane,
Oh my god.
right? So you're gonna have all these people, if that bill passes, just deleting their online personas.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
So what's freedom of speech then? Does it have a meaning? Is it even a word anymore?
so in Canada,
Or word?
we don't have what they call freedom of speech. That's like the First Amendment thing.
Yeah.
What we do have though is freedom. Are we good? Are we back? Are we back?
Are we on Wi-Fi or?
We're on Wi-Fi, yeah.
Okay. Wi-Fi's reaching.
Yeah, it reaches all right.
We're on Elon Musk out here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're on Starlink. Maybe that's what happened. We might have went between
A satellite, yeah.
satellite.
Yeah, we have to raise the dish up a bit above the tree, so there's sometimes like a 10-second intermittent outage. But this is a good test because I
Yeah.
only upload assets. I don't do live streams.
Oh, that's it. I do a live stream every Friday, so this is gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
And maybe
Yeah.
with the fire, because this is fun. I like this.
Yeah. We need more wood on it.
Yeah, that other stuff isn't burning very well.
No.
It's like right in British Columbia, you couldn't start a forest fire if you tried. It wouldn't work. It's just so damp, everything.
Depends on which part of the province you're in, but not here anyway.
Okay, yeah, well, not this part.
Yeah.
No mosquitoes? I haven't noticed any.
Mosquitoes? You know what? They kind of died down the last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's smoke. Oh, it's getting me.
I have a mosquito zapper that comes on at night, so maybe it's taking care of the population there.
Can we make a bat box or something?
I'd love to make a bat box, absolutely.
Yeah, we should get on that.
There's
Well, the bats would gobble up all the skeeters real good. So we've got tons of firewood because of some of the projects that I had going on at my house, and those projects had to come to an end. And yeah, lots of firewood.
And for the tinkerers out there, I found this axe head buried in the ground, and I
What?
restored it.
Oh, that's a resto job.
Yeah.
Look at
I
that.
soaked it in vinegar. It was completely rusted.
Was it all? It obviously wasn't pitted.
Solid rust. Yeah. I grinded a fair amount of the pits out of it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I can see where some of the pitting was.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a nice resto. That's a big handle for a little axe head. Look at
It
that
was
little
just the
thing.
only handle
Oh,
they
it's
had at the
cute. Look at that.
That handle is from a guy in Quebec, I guess, makes them and sells them here.
Is this the hickory ones?
Yeah, they're from Rona.
Oh, Rona.
Yeah, it said it was handmade in Quebec.
Oh,
It's a solid axe handle though. It's nice.
they have.
It took a long time to file down.
I wouldn't have thought to go to Rona. I always go to the saw shop.
Never heard of the saw shop.
Called the saw shop, but it's the saw shop. You know where the Squamish Rebuild It is?
Yep.
Right next door.
Oh no way.
Yeah, right next door.
Oh, cool.
It's.
Oh, I know the place you're talking about. I've never been in Rebuild It.
They always have
yeah.
like Still, Husqvarna signs,
Yep.
like all of that. Yeah.
Cool. I'll
They have
check that out.
they have great axes and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to check that out.
Like if you want to do axes for like the like competitive logging and stuff, like
Yeah, because they have
Like logger
the
sports?
lumberjack games here. Or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
logger sports. Yeah.
that's where you shop for that stuff.
Yeah.
They'll get you anything. But they have some really nice axes. I had one. I gave it away to my buddy who's a logger.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An axe for the tax. Yeah, the carbon tax.
Oh, jeez, yes. So this is actually the funny thing, bringing up the carbon tax and campfires in the same conversation here. there's a really funny like anti-fire group that, and like when the fire ban came on, there's a massive group of people. Good, I don't want that in our air anyways.
What?
Okay, Karen.
Okay, Karen. Yeah, exactly. I don't want that in our air.
Like the whole rebuttal, like the group that was trying to get it back was like, I want my kids to just be able to roast a marshmallow in the summertime or have, share stories around the fire, like enjoy.
Like
being
we're
a
doing
kid.
right now.
Yeah.
Like this is it. And we're doing it with like 400 people.
Yeah. At what cost? Me breathing in carcinogens?
There's no carcinogens. That's hilarious. Like, I mean, if we're burning plywood.
Yeah, I mean,
and
if
stuff.
I was sitting over here huffing the smoke, I'm sure it's not that great for you, but yeah, there'll be somebody that will be against anything and everything that one other person wants and does. So.
Well, and that's the crazy thing. It's not like every single place is burning stuff
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you look down the neighborhood, it's like, oh, we're the only people having a fire,
Yeah.
right? Oh, that's catching nice.
Yeah.
There goes the smoke. See, the smoke's over. Smoke show is done. Trees are racist. Okay.
I read a funny thing about trees the other day. Somebody has a theory that trees are actually farming us. They give us oxygen, they provide us the nutrients and everything we need to survive, and in the end we all die and they absorb us to feed them.
Well, if we didn't actually start to bring carbon back into the atmosphere, there's actually like a point in which the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere gets so low that you have like mass plant die-off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, where we're at with carbon dioxide in the Earth's history is insanely low compared to other.
It's the lowest it's ever been.
Yeah.
Like it's the lowest it's ever been.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say, like, oh my goodness, we're gonna destroy the planet if we raise it a little bit.
Yeah. Do you know the YouTube channel? I'm gonna butcher the name here because it's not easy to pronounce. I think it's called like Current's Egg or Current's.
No, I don't know
it's
it.
A science. It's all kind of really interesting science. That's cherries falling off this tree, by the way.
Oh, the cherries.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a giant cherry tree. But yeah, anyways, they put out a video on what really killed the dinosaurs, and a lot of moderns, it wasn't like that massive asteroid that's a very commonly accepted theory about what killed off the
wasn't
dinosaurs.
there a bunch of different?
So the main event was actually like, I forget the name of it, but over what's known as modern day India, there was a giant like subterranean network of volcanoes, and over very slowly, it's like the slow killer playing the long game, but just releasing tons and tons of like gases into the atmosphere, like densities way beyond what we're at now. But that went on for hundreds of thousands and millions of years, like tens of millions of years, right?
Oh, right.
And at way higher densities than what we're at now, but life was still going on, like, and in much like.
And so it
So the Mortal Kombat finishing move, right? Like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like slowly, like the animals were being asphyxiated, or
well,
what?
it superheated the Earth, and then it slipped into an ice age, and then after that, apparently, the asteroid came.
Right.
Yeah, so they like adapted to the heat, and since they adapted to heat, they weren't really prepared for ice cold.
Very quickly.
Yeah, and so it went to very cold, and then it killed off a bunch, and then it went through, I think, some more cycles of that, or it was like, it's a super interesting video. Like I'm really addicted to this channel now. But yeah, the asteroid that everyone knows about, I think it hit Mexico, I think was where like the site was. But
the asteroid theory, they laughed at him forever. They laughed at him. They said, "There's no way. That's not what killed the dinosaurs off." And then, in his like 90s or whatever, they found the impact site.
Yeah. So he had a theory before they even it was.
And the mainstream archaeologists were like, "No, that's not," and they laughed at him.
Yeah.
And they ridiculed him.
Yeah.
For suggesting that an asteroid killed off the dinosaurs.
Oh,
and then they found the impact, and they're like, "Oh, how did he owe this guy an apology?"
No.
Yeah, one of those. And of course, nobody backpedals. That's the way it always goes.
Yeah.
Nobody backpedals. Dragons, not dinosaurs. What? Or just
Hey, China claimed they found
just a
a
20-year-old.
dragon, right? There was that news where they found the bones of the remains of a dragon.
Oh man, everything's fake that comes out of China. It's so
That's
bad.
another YouTube channel that I've been pretty addicted to. There's a Chinese guy, and he has these shorts, and it's like China fakes everything is his thing.
Yeah,
He
David
goes
Zhang.
through-
I've had him on the show.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, I've had him on the show. He's great. He's great. China fakes everything.
Yeah.
His whole series is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
For those that don't know, it's China Insider with David Zhang. Go check out his YouTube channel. It's fantastic.
Is he located in the city or?
He's in New York.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
His English is like native, but he seems to have like a very good connection of knowledge coming out of China, right?
Very good connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's well connected to that. It's really funny. He's a great show.
Oh, it's hilarious. Like, I mean, it's scary if you're a citizen. Like,
China still hasn't figured out fake wood.
I'm sure there probably is all sorts.
We've got all kinds of fake wood.
Yeah.
I don't know why we make all this fake wood when we have such beautiful lumber. We don't get to keep any of it though in
It all
Canada.
goes to Japan.
It all goes to
J-grade.
Japan.
The literal word is J grade. So they're really perfect, not free, totally straight, like excellent quality wood, straight to Japan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight to Japan.
Yeah. So
And
if
they
you want
get
the
to-
best Canadian wood.
Well,
won't find it in Canada.
JP just up the road here.
Is that the sawmill?
Yeah,
Oh man, I love driving by that place.
It
I
smells
roll down
great.
the windows when I drive by it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rose started doing that.
Yeah.
And they ship a lot of their stuff to Texas.
Texas, no
Yeah.
way. That's all mostly red cedar, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's beautiful. I actually want to buy some mulch and do a pathway from here, from them. Because you know that giant pile of mulch that's right next to the road.
Oh yeah, I guess
see
they would
trucks
sell that.
backing
Yeah,
in there, and they just fill up the back of the truck.
yeah. They might have to like pay to dispose of that stuff, wouldn't they? Unless they found
I'd
an
happily
industrial
get paid
use
to
for it.
dispose of.
Yeah,
dispose of it.
yeah. Bring it in here. Wouldn't that be a fire hazard?
A mulch?
Yeah.
No, I mean mulch, like as a pathway, like you use that everywhere. It's a really good like weed controller and like for paths and stuff. It's no different than what's here. Like,
Well, I know like all the
around.
school parks and stuff like that. They have that mulch
Rubber.
everywhere.
Oh yeah,
I know. I never understood why. So it keeps the weeds out.
yeah, totally. Because it just, I mean, they can't photosynthesize if they're covered in something. Some like hardy weeds will burst through it, but it definitely keeps the weed under control. It smells great. Looks great.
Yeah, it dries up
Yeah.
really quick too.
It does. Yeah, it absorbs water too.
I was actually pretty surprised by
Just
that.
need to grab this.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really surprised by that. All the kids parks out here, they use that cedar mulch. Something went flying out of the fire just there. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what the chat's saying here. That's why fire sounds so good. Yeah, it does. Sounds beautiful. It's also softer than concrete or gravel. Okay. Less expensive. I just heard someone shouting, yeah. Was there a goal in the hockey game? Where's the hot dogs? Yeah, we already ate. They think you're burning the piano. Oh, that's funny. Dang it, Clyde. Don't be having any 50... What? Sex crazed parties. I don't get it. It's 3-0, Oilers. All right. Still 3-0. What period is it? Somebody gift me, please, to test the theory. I'll reciprocate. What? What are you talking about? Gifting memberships? Third period. Oh man, these allergies are killing me. I can't wait until the cottonwood's gone. It usually only lasts like a week or so. What are you doing? What are you doing, Logger? Yeah, you just prancing around doing your thing? You sit under there? The fluff is what gets to me. Yeah, it's something about it. It just, oh, it's crazy. I'm all stuffed up because of it right now. Where are you, Clyde? I can't see where you are. It's pitch black in Ottawa. Yeah, well, it's still, I don't even know what time it is right now in British Columbia. It's still pretty early. Yeah. Yeah, can you hear the rooster? That guy's got to go. Yeah, he's going. He's cawing. He's got his thing going. Oh, BC, cool. Yeah, we're gonna be in BC for the summer. That's definitely gonna be a thing. All the kiddos are gonna go see the chickens. In Northern Ontario, we have poplar and birch pollen now. Oh yeah, that's brutal. Can't kill your neighbor's rooster yet. No, he's gonna. So he's raising chickens. He got a bunch of them as chicks, and just wanted to identify which one's the rooster, or if there's any males. They get to go for a run in the yard. Let's just say that. It's really nice. BC is beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's going to be good for the summer, and the kids are going to have fun with the property. It goes quite far. There's like, like tons of stuff for the kids to play with. It's great. Even the chickens, they're playing with the chickens right now. Did you take the rooster? Did you take the rooster? Oh, okay. What? What was that? No. No, don't take the chickens out of the pen. They'll take off. Oh, ask Darren. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I am doing my live stream right now, yeah. BC's nice. It's got a bit of a Karen problem. You're not wrong. But you can run off into the woods to evade them easily enough. Yeah, Karens don't like the woods. They like to talk about the woods and pretend like they know what's good in the woods. But yeah, no, they don't know. So is that near Clyde's job or halfway to Texas? Okay, so it's near my job. It's near my job, but I had to get a car. I can't ride my bike to work anymore. That's over. Texas will be a great opportunity and adventure for you and your family. I agree with that. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bob. Texas is going to be great. The whole idea in going to Texas is that, I mean, obviously no more winter. That's going to be fantastic. But I want to take the Canadian story. I want to take what's happening in Canada and bring it to an American audience. People don't know enough about this. I find that like a lot of channels like mine that are popular talking about Canadian issues, they're not getting enough attention in America. Americans, if the American populace knew what was going on, it would put a lot of pressure on the Canadian government to really reel back what they've been doing. So this is my mission. I'm going to go down there and I'm gonna raise a big stink about what's happening in Canada, and not only for our benefit, but for their benefit as well. If they realize that what all of this is going towards is removing people's liberties, people would be pretty upset about it. People would be pretty upset about it. So that's the idea. I want to bring the story to America. Let's get Clyde on Rogan. Yeah. If I was invited, I would never turn that down. And that's the thing. The podcast circuit is really Austin, Texas. So the closer I am to there, the better. The better, absolutely. And don't worry, I can still absentee vote in the Canadian elections when we have one. Probably likely in 2025. They're not gonna let go of their power. I need to do another stream with Northern Perspective because we had that bet that there was or wasn't going to be a spring election. I won that bet, so maybe we could double or nothing if they have another theory. I love chatting with them. They're so good. Hit the like button, people, is get this out there. Yeah, absolutely. The only reason the NDP holds densely populated city centers is because a large number of voters makes it easier to manipulate the system. The thing is, the NDP, they like to I mean, it's just like liberals or Democrats in the US. They promise people stuff. It's really it's a shame, but the reality of the situation is, democracy kind of comes to a screeching halt when people realize they can vote you can offer and have up for vote other people's stuff. And that's the whole concept there. You want to see a chicken, folks?
We got our chicken.
We got one of the chickens.
This one's Mochi.
That's
Mochi?
Yeah.
He's chew rice?
Yeah.
Hey, little chicken.
Mochi's Theo's favorite chicken.
Oh, yeah? His little feet.
I know, they're dinosaur feet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Here, let's see if the camera can get a load of those feet. Literal dinosaurs. Okay, I'm gonna put Mochi back. I don't want to stress it out. No, you can put Mochi back if you go over here.
Oh no, you named it. Yeah, the chat's on about it. Yeah, you name them. It makes it harder when in their dinner. The farther south you travel, the less they know about Canada, or it seems you'll be a great ambassador. I think so. I absolutely think so. I want to bring, like I said, the story of what's going on, because there's a lot of people. Oh, type of night. Get on that. So the thing is, there's a lot of like socialist ideas and ideals that people want to bring to the table for the United States, and this is why I want to showcase this. Hey, have a look. I know the kids in the back. Have a look at what's actually going down in Canada, and the Canadian healthcare system. Because I heard this on Jimmy Dore, and I like Jimmy Dore, but one of his fill-ins was talking about the Canadian healthcare system, and then he says, "Well, you don't use the Canadian model as a good idea of what socialized medicine is." Like, why? In fact, the Canadian model is probably the best example of what the socialized medicine example is. We're the most fervent in following the actual socialist model. We're the only place in the OECD that has made a private option illegal. You're not allowed to. So this is crazy. This is a crazy story that is just untold to a lot of people that are considering going down the same path. And I don't want that to happen. I want them to realize what's going on, and I want them to be aware of what's happening with their closest neighbor, the neighbor that shares the largest border with them. It's crazy. Jimmy Dore calls himself a progressive, and yet I like 90% of his views. How can I wait? How can I understand that? I think this is the difference between like someone like Jimmy Dore and his version of like leftism, or being on the left. Like when Jimmy Dore, he talks about, let's give an example. So a good example is when Jimmy Dore talks about co-ops, for example. He's talking about the workers uniting and then owning a business together. Jimmy defends Trump all the time. Yeah, okay, that's good. So here's one example. He talks about, you know, workers uniting and then having a co-op. Not necessarily like the full-blown like socialist model from the government. He's talking about something that would work, you know, in a free market society where a bunch of, you know, workers join together and own a business. Now, him advocating for that is benign to a free society, a society that has liberties. And the reason why I say it's benign is because they're entering these agreements voluntarily, and you see where it goes, right? And it doesn't affect anybody else in that endeavor. So if people wanted to form co-op businesses, things like that, by all means, go ahead, try that, experiment with that. Go try it out. Every time that I've seen it happen, it always ends up in like, at some point, the workers they just want the security of a paycheck. They don't want to be business owners, so they end up selling their portions to other owners in the company. It slowly becomes owned by just a few people, or, you know, that kind of thing, and then it follows the regular business model. So I don't see it working, but I don't see it detrimental to a free, fair, and open society. That's my take on a lot of Jimmy's aspirations and things that he advocates for. Now, at the same time, like, if he wants like progressive taxes, I disagree, but I can respectfully disagree with him on a lot of these things, and that's fine. I think having someone who's just not trying to demonize you all the time is welcome, to say the least. What else we got here? I've seen families run hardware store. Families run hardware store type co-ops, but nothing huge that lasts. Yeah, no, exactly. I don't think that these things last, and that's kind of my perspective on it. What ends up happening is they just revert back to like a normal type of business. Mike St. John with a member for 5 months. Using my member chat to help a friend you missed. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry I missed that. $13.99 super chat from Linda C. When did I miss that? Holy cow. Trying to scroll. No, see, that's the hard part, is like finding these. How to make that go away now? Oh, okay. If I missed one, I'm really sorry. Excuse me. The chat only lets me go back so far. There's a blue one right there. Penny D. I read that one. Oh, no. Are there flying squirrels there? They're cool. I've never seen one. Oh. No. Linda C. Oh, so sorry about that. No, if I miss one, that's terrible. And apologize. Absolutely. Lost Justice, thanks. Wish you the best as well. Linda C, hello from Linda Hunter. The Lindas unite. You poked me in the eye. You should be able to go back to the start. No, in fact, it only lets you go back so far. Like, if you scroll and scroll and scroll, it gets to a point, and then that's it. But Linda C, I'll try to keep an eye out. Just chat what you said before. You don't have to super chat it. Squirrel stew? Yeah, right. Did you check out the Helen Groos story? I heard some stuff about it. Some people were filling me in afterwards in the Discord, and I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of it. I ate marmot once. Oof. Was it any good? Yeah, you can only scroll back about 20 minutes or so. Yeah, yeah. So apologies again. And so sorry about not covering that story. So I got into a bit of it. I wanted to do more research, and then this whole move thing got in the way. I haven't been able to do a lot of stories that I want to be talking about. As you saw this week, I only did the Marty episode this week, and then the live stream. So a bit like when I was in Japan. It's been so. I think maybe the allergies are hitting me hard because of how stressed out I've been over the past several weeks. And you know what? Like I gotta hand it to this community because a few individuals came out and helped me out a ton. Uh, you know, whether it's taking the responsibility of having that piano that I had in the studio. That's a big thing. Like I really did not want that one to end up in the landfill. That would be terrible. So now it's got a new home and it's in good shape, being well taken care of. And then also, I don't know if certain people don't want to be mentioned, but like just having someone that I know through the community who's become a really good friend over the time, driving all the way up from the city just to help me with moving and tearing apart the studio and getting things out of the place. And yeah, it's just I can't say enough good things about this community and what's come about it. The great friends that I've made because of it. It's just really, really heartwarming. It really is. Clyde, I love the three-wheeler. Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? We got Eat Me for $5 says in Austin, you're going to be sixth away from the beautiful beaches of the Mexican Gulf. Take your family there. It is a must. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We always wanted to go to Mexico. Like we always wanted to go to Mexico, and once we're in 6 hours, okay. Yeah, 6 hours away from beautiful Mexican beaches. What is it? Corpus Christi. There's also beautiful beaches there as well. So I always wanted to go there, and we've never got around to it because every time we have a vacation, we always end up going to Japan, or we're just like camping locally here. That's the way it goes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being a little bit closer and being able to actually indulge in that. There are videos about marmots being hiker. Look, what is that? Marmots being hiker lickers. Dang you, Google Mike. What? I have no idea what you're on about. Folks are willing to help out because you're a good person. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I appreciate people saying stuff like that. It's really nice. Okay, I changed my mind. Hockey is all right. Fair enough. What are marmots? Marmots are they're like little like gopher looking things. Are you still planning to move to Texas? Yes, we're still planning that, but it's not going to happen until a bit later. So we're gonna be here at this location for the summer. So that's good. I mean, it's great because I can give my boss like plenty of notice that I'll be moving on. He's been so good to us. Like, and I say us because it's my family, right? Um, like I work so I can provide for my family, and he's been so accommodating in so many ways, and just provided a really really great work space, a work environment, great morale, and all of these fantastic things. I got nothing but good things to say about my experience at that shop, and I want to make sure when I leave, he knows well in advance, and that everything's good. Everything's good in his thing. Now it's difficult because it's hard to find technicians, and leaving, you know, that's a big upset. Um, but again, if I can give him as much notice as possible, then that's really really huge. And then obviously, like all the other things, we need to figure things out, plan it, make sure everything's happening, and feed the fire, dude. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I need to do that. Get some more on there.
There's some logs right there.
Yeah. Yeah. The chat's telling me feed the fire. Hey, Karen, would you do me a favor and ask Chief for one of my drinks?
Oh yeah. She caught it.
There we go. We're just putting them on like this, I guess. That's fine. There we go. That right on top. That one right there. Gorgeous. Clyde, not sure how. Oh man, frozen fire. Marmots are large ground squirrels. Yeah, but don't they have like a weird tail? Not like a ground squirrel. If he tried saying his boss was a douche now, that I question, LOL, what? Him being a great guy. Sounds par for the course. Say what? If he tried saying his boss was a douche now, that I question, LOL. But I dyslexia. It's a super fun thing to have. I'll just read it, literally what's on there, even if there's typos and stuff. But yeah, no, I think I have nothing but respect for my boss. Like to the point where like he doesn't even seem like a boss. We're colleagues and friends. You know what I mean? We see eye to eye on virtually everything, and it's just like being a team. We fix cars. You know, it's great. They whistle, marmots. Do they whistle? I've only ever seen one once up on Whistler Mountain. Wait, Clyde asked how to feed a fire. There it is. That's how you feed it. Clyde, Alberta wants you. This doesn't look like Texas or Japan. No, it doesn't. This is beautiful British Columbia. That is yeah, I agree with that. That is the perfect employee-boss relationship. You're adding mutual value. No, so like I always see myself in like as a technician. My job is to well, obviously my job is to fix cars and make money. But like the idea is like my value is added when I bring money into the shop. Like, if I'm performing well, then I justify my position, and just by having that approach, it's like being like a business owner. You're looking at it with like your own, like the business's equity in mind, and that's the way, in my opinion, uh, morale is centered around that. I wouldn't have believed you if you tried saying he was a bad guy. Real people tend to attract like minds. LOL. So it doesn't surprise me that your boss is great. Oh, there you go. There you go. He is a really good guy. Waniska with a $20 super chat. Nice fire. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. By the way, good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a bit. Truly the most adorable stream online right now. Okay. Adorable, hey? Meerkat go for mutants. Yeah, that's what marmots are. Oh, I get what you're saying about adorable. Yeah, the kids. Why is this bug trying to attack my phone? Get off of there. Love ya, man. Sorry, I was lagged. LOL. How's the quality of the stream, by the way, at the moment? Excuse me. Do companies in the U.S. recognize your Red Seal certification or qualification? So, so that's a great question. From what I hear, a lot of American shops that are familiar with the Red Seal in Canada, they see that and they go, oh, this guy knows what the hell he's doing. Like, okay, this guy's top tier, he's certified, right? In the United States, though, they don't recognize it. It's not like if I have a Red Seal that they'll say like, this is a Red Seal shop. We have a Canadian Red Seal technician. No, that's not really how that works. Even though like the shops within the industry know that Canadian technicians are well educated. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm just gonna put this in the other one until I'm finished the one I've got now.
We're just trying to get dinner sorted. So.
Oh, okay. You guys haven't had dinner yet.
No.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, we're leaders. So, what was I gonna say? In the United States, there is no requirement for a technician to have certification, like in Canada. I mean, okay, so in Canada, you can work on cars, but you can work on cars in a professional environment if there's a Red Seal available, like at the location. And that being said, you can only have so many. I don't remember the numbers, but you can only have so many apprentices essentially for every technician, like certified technician. Those requirements aren't a thing in the United States. For people that work at dealerships in Canada, they know how tedious it is because you have to go through the dealership's training, and the dealership's training it only exists because in the United States they don't have Red Seal. They don't have a requirement, so the dealers require their own technicians to go through their own training. And in Canada, it's kind of funny, like, because I worked at Dodge for a little bit, and we'd go to some of the training courses, and we're talking like Red Seal technicians are in there learning like the basics, and they're just laughing, and it's pretty funny to go to these courses. But again, that being said, if you're at a dealership, they want you to have their certificate, which you go for, and is easy if you're a Red Seal. And then they also have the ASE certification. So which is a private company, Automotive Service Excellence. It's a company that's been around for a really, really long time. Better Business Bureau and all that stuff say, yes, this is this guy. If we say this guy is certified, he's certified. You know what I mean? So it's their reputation on the line if they certify people. So it's similar to like the Red Seal. It's a bunch of tests, and if you take those tests, and then you get your ASC. You up your pay scale because you're trusted as a great technician. So I'll be writing those exams. I'm gonna try to set it up. Like, I don't know if they have a system where I could just challenge the overall. So like when you have to, like in America, you have to actually recertify every 5 years, I believe. And so I'm gonna see if I can't challenge it as a red seal, and then just get my ASE, like fast track it, or if they're gonna make me go through the whole thing. I don't know, but the test will be easy enough. Because when I went to college, I had a 98% average, so I'm doing pretty good. Eat Me with $5 super chat says, best thing about Texas is all the pecan trees, free for the taking on the sides of small roads. By the way, Austin is blue AF, so choose carefully your place. So I didn't know about the pecans, but I knew about Austin being blue. I'd say it was like more purple, but yeah. So I'm not going to move to Austin proper. I'm looking at a few different places. One of the places is really sparked my interest is a place called Cedar Park. It's basically like Squamish warm, which I'm keen on that idea. It's red ants in Austin or in Texas to bite you. Yeah, I haven't dealt with those yet. That's gonna be an interesting one. But yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, outside of Austin. So I'm looking at the surrounding areas. So yeah, it's near the Cedar Park. Yeah, it's called Cedar Park. There's a few different towns on the north side of Austin that look really really nice, and that's where we're looking now. And like even like kind of outside in those towns, like in the outskirts of those towns too, like not really right in the thick of things. Okay, the kids are doing their thing. Oh yeah, fire ants. They crawl on you and they just bite the F out of you. Yeah, I hear about that. Any time driving around Texas yet? No. And we were looking into it, and it was gonna cost us way too much. So essentially, we're gonna figure out a place that we want to have our start, and if we like it there, then good. If we don't end up liking it, we're gonna go drive out on the weekends and find the place that we do want to end up living in. I have a Cedar Park here in South Ontario. Oh, cool. Yeah, Cedar Park is a city in Texas. I say city. It's a burb. It's the outskirts of Austin. Let's hear you say y'all. That's funny. Texas drivers are nuts, and they take road rage to a whole nother level. I'll have to learn that. I was looking at we were looking at Round Rock, and Round Rock, they say, has some real traffic issues. So, yeesh. And you get to pack a pew pew. Yeah, pew pews are fun. I like pew pews. Did you think about Florida? Yeah, I absolutely did think about Florida, and in the negotiations, the household negotiations of where we're gonna end up. Florida was kind of taken off the table because of phobias of hurricanes. So that's that's why that one's off the table. Will you be able to carry a pew pew before residency established? I don't know how to answer that. Someone would have to tell me, like when they do an FBI check, because every time you go to purchase a firearm, the gun shop has to call you in, and it's like 24 hours. You can't just like walk in, buy what you want, and walk out. They have to They have to do a check. It's like 24 hours, and you can come back the next day and pick it up. So I don't know if you have to give your address for that. I'm not sure. Trish Prue, the $5 super chat. My friend who lives in Austin says you don't want to do the north-south trip during rush hour. Really nasty. Yeah, I keep hearing the same thing. I keep hearing the same thing. And it's because the prices in Austin started shooting up because of the popularity of the place. And so people started buying out in, the burbs. And Round Rock became one of the biggest growing cities. There's like 100,000 people there now. And so because of that, the traffic got really bad because a lot of them were working in Austin, but buying properties in Round Rock, which is only like 30 minutes out of Austin, if traffic allows for it. But the idea is, for me, like, I won't need to be commuting at all, because I'm not going to try to get a shop. I'm not going to try to work at a shop in Austin. I'm going to try to work at a shop local to where I live, and then also do podcasting. And then my wife stays home with the kids, so hopefully we don't even need to worry about commutes at all wherever we end up in this whole thing. You missed my gifting a membership. I didn't see that. I didn't see that pop up at all. Ah, that sucks. I didn't see it at all. It didn't give me like, was I just looking away? It didn't even notify me on the mobile. Yeah, no notification for that. That's weird.
How are we doing for fire? We might have to tie into your pile of pallets.
Yeah. And then there's that old shelf unit.
Miki's dad retrofitted one of them into a planter box. It's not how I would have done it, but he was quite proud of his work.
Fair enough.
For my father-in-law was just visiting from Japan, and he just wanted to make work projects, so he made a planter box from firewood.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's
Is that just single ply? It's not.
the plywood?
Yeah.
I mean, there's 3 layers. Would
Oh,
that
okay,
be
no,
considered
okay.
single ply, or that would be triple ply, right?
That's triple ply.
Yeah.
Well, I meant single ply, like, because you said it's firewood. Like, oh, stay away from that.
Yeah, I know.
Stay away from that
He
smoke.
borrowed some of the extra wood from my chicken coop, which was supposed to be used for my nesting boxes. But, let your father-in-law.
Yeah, let him have fun.
Let him have fun.
Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think these actually can be pretty well retrofitted into planter boxes. You could put some potatoes in here, right? Like, if you take them and just put them on the ground like that, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or are we gonna burn them?
Or we can burn them.
Yeah. Whichever.
We've got a massive pile of pallets here, so.
Clyde, what's your over/under on how much weight you might gain in your first month in Texas? LOL. That's a great question. Or will I lose weight going to Texas? That's another question.
Yeah, isn't Austin an active city? I think it is.
It is an active city, and I know if there ends up being a skate park nearby, I'm
Sick.
I'm gonna be all over that.
I think there's actually a world-class skate park in Austin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna be in Austin proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking it up. The Cedar Park and all the different towns that we're looking at do have like really nice skate parks.
Yeah, there should be.
Yeah, so I'll be doing more exercise. That'll be a thing. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll end up getting fit in the whole scheme of things. Chippy's Outdoors with a $20 super chat. Evening, buddy. Just on the Trans Canada headed to Saskatchewan.
Oh.
When you moving, buddy? Well, we've moved. We've moved to the temporary spot. So that's the name of the stream. What did I call it? It was out with the old and in with the temporary.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of in limbo at the moment. We're renting a place here out in the valley, which is going to be fantastic. I think the summer is going to be a whole ton of fun. And then fall time. Fall time, make the move. Filling up your vehicle for less than half the cost will take some getting used to, LOL. Yeah.
It's all tax here.
Are you living in the woods temporarily?
Technically,
Technically,
yes. Turn the camera the other way.
yeah. Yeah, actually. So
we're backed onto Crown land here.
I'm actually,
That's the best way to live.
I'll turn this around. So this is the property here. So yeah, we're in the woods, and there's like an old house here.
Call it the witch's cabin.
The witch's cabin, because it's got a really you can't see because of the tree.
The pointy house.
The big pointy roof on it. But yeah, that's that, and yeah, other than that, we're just staying at this place that is literally out in the woods. There's a few other houses in the area, but yeah, it's really nice. Oh, there's a woodpecker.
Yes. Yes, that one's a pileated woodpecker too. It loves that tree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You don't see many of those ones here in this area. You see the other variety that's quite a bit bigger, but that's a cool one.
Yeah.
That one's a straight up Woody the Woodpecker.
Yeah, he's got the red head.
Yeah. The other ones you see around here more commonly are the full gray ones.
I wonder if I can catch that on the camera. Let's turn this camera around.
It likes the cherry tree.
I wonder if you guys can see that.
He's on that side. Oh, he's coming around.
Where's he at? Oh, he's hiding now.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. Flying around.
Yeah.
Turn this back around.
Now you get Clyde's face in a sudden flash of camera switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you put a garlic bulb in there too, or? Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Are you able to type while what? Piloting your what? I don't know what you're saying there. Good thing Canada doesn't have those gigantic wasps like Japan. Apparently they're
we do.
yeah, they're making their way over here.
They're very close to here. They're like about 50 kilometers south of here.
Is that right?
Yeah, they're right at the.
I didn't know they were
like
at
the Washington border.
Oh, I knew that they were
And
on
they're
the
on Vancouver
island.
Island.
Yeah, I knew they were
Yeah.
on the island.
Yeah, but they're in Blaine. They found them in Blaine, Washington, which there's no good reason why they wouldn't be on, like Langley as well.
What are they doing? Like, are they killing the colonies?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Those things are terrifying.
I think there may even be like a bounty on them.
Oh, good, good. That's how you get stuff done.
Yeah, pay people.
Pay people to do it.
Yeah. Get dog the bounty.
Well, if it's in Canada, they'll pay them millions to do it, and they'll do it with AR-15s from helicopters.
Yeah, I saw that. What was that? Oh, the deer on the island.
The deer call, it was like 40 deer.
$40 million budget to shoot some deer on an island, a tiny island. It takes 20 minutes to drive end to end on.
But they also they allowed them to break all the gun laws in Canada.
Yeah. And they're not even Canadians that they're hiring. It's like American contractors.
They're the
New
Kiwis.
Zealand.
Yeah,
New
Kiwis.
There's it's like Kiwis and Americans, I think, right?
Holy cow.
I saw that.
I couldn't believe that. It's just unreasonable.
I mean, if you've ever been on those islands, there is a reason for it. It's crazy. You can't. It's like nada almost. Like they're everywhere, and it's quite dangerous. Like driving around at night, like you're almost guaranteed.
Yeah, but like,
going the speed
why
limit.
not just like allow the natives, get a bunch of natives to go in and do it, and then harvest the meat?
They're not gonna do that though.
The natives came out and were complaining that they were gonna do it.
They would do it.
Yeah.
Well, then let them.
Well, they were like,
Yeah.
that was the big argument. They're like, why didn't you just let us do it? We would have came in, we would have harvested it all, and we would have.
Absolutely.
Fed our
If they
community.
want to do it.
Yeah.
That seems like a better option.
Then millions of dollars? Yeah, it's a way better option.
Yeah.
It's
If
unbelievable.
they don't go to waste and they're just being eaten, then what's the problem with that? And it doesn't cost anything.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of like if you're gonna kill an animal, like at least harvest it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. JT 900 kill shots in a helicopter. Yeah, it was so ridiculous. 12 of the ones killed were the wrong type as well. Ah. Mosquitoes for maid? What? It's okay because we do land acknowledgements. Yeah. It's such a... The first time, because when I came back from Japan, like the whole land acknowledgements thing started while I was away, living in a foreign country for 3 years and not paying attention to anything that was happening in Canada. I get back, and I went to something, and they said this land acknowledgement. I'm like, what? What is this? This is the first time I ever heard of that. The unceded territory. So you're saying that we stole it, and there was never an agreement. What? That's a little incendiary, to say the least. Unbelievable. I had no clue that those things were happening. And does that mean that they're gonna do anything? So you've made the land acknowledgement. Oh, okay. So you're gonna give it back? No. So yeah, it's crazy. Same here. I was in Japan. And I came back and everything turned to doo-doo. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everything did turn to doo-doo. And it's incredible because I came back before Trudeau. I came back in 2011. And Harper was the prime minister. But all this stuff was moving forward anyway. Exactly, as long as we keep doing the acknowledgements, we can steal their deer. Yeah. And land, frankly. Yeah, there you go. True doo-doo. Yeah, true do. Prime Minister Trudeau. Yeah, Trudeau. Yeah. What a farce. What an absolute joke that was. Newfoundland got some bugs that would pick you up and go on with you. God, they're big. I've never heard of them. I want to go to Japan for all the trains and Hello Kitties. You a big fan of trains, are ya? Yeah, the trains are great in Japan. They're fantastic. We went to Osaka while we were there. Like, we stay in Tokyo, but we went to Osaka, so we took the Shinkansen. It gets you there in a flash. It's great. June bugs bouncing off my windshield in the Transcan last week. While you're driving through Ontario, the June bugs are terrible. I remember those things. They stick to every storefront at night. I just remember the Tim Hortons. We'd go to the Tim Hortons and they'd just be like coating the windows and half the parking lot, wherever the street lights were. I'm trying to finish this because it's getting warm. Butterfly season in Quebec, kind of cool. The other one for butterflies is Point Pelee, Ontario, in Essex County. Great place. It's where the monarchs all gather. I guess like that's where they hatch, and the monarchs they're all coming out, and then they go on this giant journey all the way to Mexico, and then there's a place in Mexico where you can actually see them all congregate to do their thing. Yes, it's really fascinating. Okay, chat's moving a little fast. I used to play Junebug baseball. Yeah, bro, monarchs. Yeah, the monarch butterflies. It's a really cool event. You're gonna love Taco Cabana for the slushy margaritas. I'll have to give that a go. The problem with slushy margaritas, though, is like, so there was a place, I used to live in Whistler, and there was a place called, strangely enough, Sushi Village. And they would do sake margaritas. And they had one night of the week where it was like, half price sake margarita jugs. You get these big jugs of sake margarita. And so my buddies were like, yeah, let's go. Like we were out skateboarding and doing like activities and got really thirsty. Like, yeah, let's go for the sake margaritas, but they're slushy, frozen margaritas. And like when you're thirsty, you go there and it's just brain freeze after brain freeze after brain freeze. That's a tough one. So we used to, I only did that once. And anytime it was ever suggested, it was like, nah, let's go to Merlin's for the happy hour, jugs of beer. I'm more into that. More firewood. Yeah, let's get some more on there. Oh, this is convenient. All these little bits. All right, get on over there. Oh, that's wet. Put that here to dry. Oh, I got my wobbly pop. All right. Back to her. Clyde's doing something. Yeah, that's right. Well done, Clyde. From a fellow knuckle buster. Yeah, you know it. So one of the things I'm looking forward to, actually, about moving to Texas, one of the things to look forward to is not being in the Rust Belt anymore. For people who don't know what I'm talking about, yeah, I mean, it's anywhere in Canada. Cars rust. They rust out and they get really rusty. And when cars get rusty, the fasteners don't like to come apart. And so when the fasteners don't like to come apart, your hands come apart. I need a wobbly too. I need a wobbler too. Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, fighting bolts is going to be not a thing of the past, but it's just going to be a little bit easier not being in the Rust Belt, being the Sun Belt. That's one way of explaining it. Yeah, absolutely. Without profanity or any blasphemy. That's right. Most people would explain it somewhat different. But yeah, so not working on rusty cars is something to look forward to. The other thing is not working on cars with cold hands. Like you don't realize how much a difference it actually makes until you've worked in heat. If you work in the heat, when you're working on stuff, your hands aren't cold, and when you do smack a knuckle or do something like that, it hurts way less. It really 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 increases the pain threshold when your hands are all so cold. It's really hard. What a random comment. Greek pizza is delicious. What? At least it seems random to me. Why do you call it wobbly? Because you have a couple of these pops and you get wobbly. Wobbly pops. Rust free. I don't know if anything's rust free, but just like rot free. Do they use salt on the roads in your area? I'm currently on the east where it's plentiful. So yeah, like I live along the Sea to Sky Highway, which if you don't know where that is, it's the highway that goes from Vancouver to Whistler and then beyond. But it's a famous highway. They call it Sea to Sky because basically from Squamish, which is at sea level, it goes up to 600 some odd meters where Whistler's village is. And then the mountains there are huge, and they go even higher. But it's like freeze-thaw conditions all the time in the winter time. So it'll freeze over, and then thaw out, and then freeze over and thaw out. So they have to use like a tremendous amount of salt on the roads. And, you know, it was funny because the environmentalists came out and they're like, you got to stop using salt on the roads. It's bad for the animals and for the nature. And they're like, okay, here's what we'll do. We now have a new granular sodium chloride. They're like, okay, that's better. It's hilarious. Same thing. Just package things differently and idiots will buy it. But yeah, no, it's lots. And the liquid, yeah, they have the liquid sodium chloride. Yeah, they have, which is salt. It's salt. But the reason behind it is because salt water, what is it? It freezes at like -40. So it never really gets that cold here. So they just they salt the hell out of the roads. And it's a sodium chloride wobbly pop. Oh, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that. I mean, these things dehydrate you enough. Texas used to have some insane car shows. Not sure about now. Mostly likely still do. So that's actually going to be coming up in a future episode. So I have a friend that I know from Japan, and he's a car guy. He's from Texas, and I got in touch with him, and he's got some really special stuff going on, and he's got a really crazy story. Like just the story of his life is crazy. So, and he's got some really, really awesome builds that he's doing, and I really want to have him on the channel to talk about that. So look forward to that in the future. I think I'll have him on before I actually move to Texas, but then when I get down there, I want to go to his place where he's got some really cool stuff going on, and he knows a lot of guys in the local car show scene and all that stuff. So we'll be able to meet a bunch of cool people that do car stuff. And it's funny because like when it comes to business, I actually prefer just working on like passenger cars and working on people's just daily drivers. But as a hobby, I do like custom stuff. I just living here, I've never been able. Well, I did do stuff for a while. I did 4x4 stuff until my 4x4 rotted out and I had to get rid of it. That's looking better, isn't it? Classic. I like classic stuff, but I'm not the type to restore a car. And like, because like a lot of people that restore cars, they don't want to put more kilometers or miles on them.
Hey, on that note, you might have a change of perspective because my old Buick's coming here pretty soon.
No. I don't dislike it. It's just I'm not the kind of guy who would want to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'd want to drive it.
Oh, I'm gonna drive the shit out of my Buick.
That's different then.
Yeah.
yeah. Because there's a lot of guys they'll go to a car show with it on a trailer.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, you just got a big dinky car.
Yeah.
You know, like you got Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
You know.
I have an uncle who bought the first Hellcat, I think the Charger.
Yeah, the Charger from
Charger, Challenger, right?
like 10 years ago.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got the first one in Canada, and he literally had it transported on a lift or transported on a trailer and just put onto his lift in his shop, and that was it. Like, he didn't drive it or anything.
Never drove it.
Yeah. It was just because it was like a production number 3 or something. And,
I
and he bought another one to drive because it wasn't like a
well,
Colt
that's
or-
kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind going to the museum and seeing like a restored, like awesome thing, a piece of work from
Yeah.
the past.
Yeah.
But if I owned it, I'd want to drive it.
Oh yeah.
Like I just can't do
Yeah.
that. But I'm also the type that I'd want to modify it too.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of on the fence of what I want to do with the Buick in terms of like keeping it original and just making it better.
What year is it?
73.
Oh,
it's
that's
a Buick
nice.
Centurion 455.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's convertible.
Oh,
Yeah. And the engine's good. The seats need to be redone. I'm gonna put some new BFG tires on it. I could do the original white walls, but they're just not as nice tires as the BFGs with like the raised lettering with the white letters on it.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put those on it. The engine runs great. That thing, the power is insane on that. It's like 7 liters. Like,
Yeah, it's huge, big block engine.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just like an old cruiser. Right?
It's surprising though, like the horsepower that you can squeeze out of a 4-cylinder today is actually impressive compared to what the old days were.
Yeah, they were all just about big displacement on those old.
Huge displacement
Yeah.
and like whatever.
But
like,
nothing beats the sound out of those engines. Though.
I love the sound.
Like when you put, the gas pedal to the floor, even on this old Buick Centurion, it's kind of like a weird, like mutation of a grandma's car with some muscle heads. Like they're like, let's take the biggest engine we ever made and put it in this cruiser with like a massive trunk, 2 bench seats, like luxury. This thing has all the bells and whistles. Like it has all the windows are electric. It's like this is a car that came out
wow.
in the 70s. It's got like all these other features around the dash and stuff. Like you're like, this thing has more features than my Volkswagen Jetta.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, but it's a cool car. Yeah.
And all of that too, like back in the day, like the window switches,
Mm-hmm.
they would run like full current through the switch.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I was.
It wasn't like today where a computer's running it. It's just getting like a little 5-volt signal.
Oh, totally. There was one thing I did because it's stored at my mom's right now, and when I went back last summer, I was putting all the switches and stuff in the door panels back in, and I was looking at the switches. I'm like,
Those
you
are
just put a
chongus.
direct current straight into.
That's
these
right.
things.
Yeah, they
Like,
would
is
they
it
would
clip-
run the motor
clip,
current
and then
right
just
through it.
clamp it in, like it just you put the wire straight into it, clamp it in, and that's like direct. Like you're like,
That's
man,
right.
That's beefy.
They stopped doing it because of the price of copper, man.
yeah, I could see that.
And then there's also like you're running like
Yeah, if you
Supre-
don't, if you have a short circuit, you could probably fry yourself.
you can melt the. There's been times where there's been like fires and stuff just from the switches.
Oh, I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
I gotta get this charcoal going.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss having fires. This is just such a thing. Clyde, 98%. What question did you get wrong? Oh wow, you're looking way back at the stream. Okay, what question did I get wrong? Oh, so like on the like in the class when you're in automotive school in Canada, in class you can review the answers and find out what you got right and wrong. But when you take the exams, they don't tell you. But I know on the final exam I got 98%, and when we left the exam, we went back to the class, and a lot of us were chatting, and we all had this one question where we thought it was an unfair question. and it's beyond me. I don't remember exactly what it was, but everybody complained about the same one question. And some people got it right, and some people got it wrong, but it was like the right answer was kind of wrong. You know, it was one of those, and it was a test year for a new system that they had through the interprovincial red seal thing. So they're making the red seal go across all the provinces, of course, without Quebec. They always do that. But yeah, it was just one of those questions. I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember what the specifics of the question were. They always do that. They don't want anyone getting 100%. I don't know. It's always hard. 71 Nova will always be my number one. 71 Nova is a really nice car. Love your channel. Barb Finley, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. 66 panic attacks in 72 hours is normal after learn the truth. Really? I try to keep a little bit of zen going on in my life, despite all the things. Looking at the chat here. Campfire time with Clyde. Yeah, that's right. Must go to bed. Have a great night, everyone. Well, have a great night, Steve's Hyde. Really appreciate it. Junk text, Clyde. Okay. Wait, what was junk text, the last one that you said? Depends on the teacher. I had great teachers when I went to BCIT. They were fantastic. If anyone's in British Columbia and they're looking for a school to study auto mechanics, go to BCIT. I recommend it. Become one of the alumni. Dang, hun, what truth you're learning that is normal. Oh, with all the panic attacks. That's sorry, I'm getting like texts from from friends as well at the same time. It's so weird doing the mobile version of this, but it is what it is. These are fun. These streams are fun. Thanks everyone. Can't reply to you all, so good night. Well, you got me to say it. BCIT for Steel Fab pre-app in 1979. Wow. I'm pretty sure I met you in person before, Clyde. Just me? Is that true? I do have one of those faces. I kind of look like everybody. But you may have met me in person. That's a possibility. I've met a lot of people on the street that recognize me, and I know I know. Excuse me. I know people can be shy or whatever, but yeah, if you see me on the street and you just want to say hi, say hi. I'm not a shy guy. Really, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, next time you see me, just say hey. I don't get uptight when people are like stop and ask me if I'm Clyde from the YouTube thing. I really enjoy talking with people, especially people from this community. It's great. Meet you in Victoria in July. I won't be in Victoria in July. I'll be in June. So make sure you come in June. You'll miss the whole event. No, I mean it really was. No, I mean really. It was me, LOL. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the blower is actually a really good way
Is
to
the
get
fuel tank on the on the ATV warming up? It's a decent distance away. Get the ATV away from the fire. It's not that close. It's good. It's good. Oh goodness. Just came in and it looks like a relaxing episode. Much respect to you and your wife as well. Thank you so much, HF. Yeah, it is kind of just a chill episode, having a fire, keeping my back warm at the moment. Actually, I quite like having my back to the fire. It's it's not a Pinto. No, the Pintos they catch fire when you wink at them. No, so the Ford Pinto had a problem, and there was like a major issue. I think they got sued over it. Um, but it was just the tank placement, and when they would get rear-ended, it would rupture the tank, and often lead to fires. So they started putting tanks like mid-vehicle, and then a similar thing happened to Chevy. I think in the 90s, where the tanks were on the outside of the frame rail, and this is actually so this is something good to bring up on the channel, because I talk about fake news a lot and about the misrepresentation of the news media. I can't remember what news agency it was in the United States, but they got caught rigging up a truck to burst into flames, like, because they wanted the sensational news story. Because there was like reports of these Chevy pickups, if they were hit from the side, right where the tank was, that they would burst into flames. But they didn't want to risk it not bursting into flames when they made a simulation of it. So what they did was they filled up the gas tank all the way to the top, and then all the way up to the very top of the filler. So it was like right full. And then not only that, they left the cap just placed on, and then rigged up a pyrotechnic as an igniter. And when the car came in for their their DeVille moment, they had cameras at all angles, and they had a car come and crash. And obviously, if the car impacts the tank would push the fuel out the filler nozzle that was filled right to the very top, and the cap was left loose. And not only that, but it was rigged up with a pyrotechnic. And then they got their moment that they wanted. And then some whistleblowers came out with this and went and told GM and said, listen, this was rigged. This was rigged to do that. Even though there was a recall in effect, or they put together a recall, and they recalled them, and then they did the repair to it, the news agency, in that piece of propaganda, fake news, whatever you want, they actually caused a lot of damage to the Chevy brand. Not that Chevy needed any help with that. They do that themselves, but no, it really actually did, and they were able to sue the News Corporation. But the thing is, the damage had already been done, and well, what do you do? What do you do about that? So like that is actual like real grounds for suing over fake news, and it was done. I don't remember what news agency did it, but it was one of the 3-letter news agencies out of the United States of America. But that's really bad. That's nuts. Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad that they put that in there. Chevy's crap. Yeah, sure, Chevy's crap, but They're crap all on their own. They don't need help from a news agency to do that. And I joke, like, whatever. I don't hate on Chevy. I don't love on Chevy. It's just like I work on Chevys. It's a thing. Chevy is indeed crap now. They're all crap now. They're all crap now, in my opinion. People ask me all the time because I'm an auto mechanic, like, what's the best brand? I don't know. I tend to buy Japanese cars because they last longer. They hold their value better. But that being said, like the Hondas today are not the Hondas of the 1990s. The Hondas of the 1990s, they go forever. You buy a Honda Civic for hardly any money, and it just goes for a very long time. They were fantastic. You don't get that anymore. You don't get that anymore. But they're good. They're good. Lexus. So, funny story about Lexus is Darren here, because of what he does for a living, he needs to have like a nice looking car to show up to the places where he does the work. So I think the last one he had was an Audi. I think he still has it. And just the prices to repair it is just so ridiculous. And I kept joking with him. He was saying, like, next time you got to buy a car and it's got to be like, the fancy pants car, get yourself a Lexus, because at least underneath all of it, it's a Toyota. I laugh about the German cars. German cars, like when they're first made, they drive really nice. They feel great. And then they hit 100,000 kilometers, and then they're just a burden. They're an absolute burden. They cost too much to repair. They're always breaking down. That's one of those things. I love Ford. Ford's great. They've single-handedly kept me employed, even if there wasn't a shortage of auto mechanics. They make cars that break down. I love them. Love them. Like Hollywood, car manufacturers haven't produced anything noteworthy in over 20 years. I'd agree with that. Some Mercedes models are basically Chryslers. Well, so true and not true at the same time. Like, because Daimler owned Chrysler for a while, so like the Dodge Sprinters, I can't remember who owns them now, but I think Fiat owned them for a while. Maybe they still own them. A lot of stuff they make is just trash. Look at old European and American movies and the cars we had. Pieces of moving art. I couldn't agree with you more on that. More firewood, Clyde. Yeah. Give me a sec. No, that's the allergies kicking in, man. Crazy. Hard talk with Clyde. Yeah, I can talk cars. I love cars. That's how I got into my field. Get some of these longer pieces on there. There we go. Get a nice coal bed happening. I like that. That's a short piece. Some of the coals. Get that going. Love. What do we got to put on top of that? Oh, it looks like we went from one satellite to another again. No, okay, so we're on Starlink, and sometimes we shift between satellites. The Wi-Fi is good. It's the connection. Oh, I was gonna get you to ask Chief for another drink.
Oh, I can bring it. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thanks, man. Starlink satellite connection. Yeah, that's what's going on. Good old Elon's bringing us bringing this live stream to you guys. All the kids just jumped on. Wow. Yeah. Not enough satellites around Canada yet. Yeah, no, they're flying over other countries. I think in the future though, Clyde better not be driving tonight. No, I got nowhere to drive.
What's that?
Oh. すいません。ありがとうございます。Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, just Chinese balloons going over Canada. That's right. Oh, that's funny. No discrimination on Starlink. No, and that's a good thing. So here's what I'm excited about. You know, for the future for Canadians, and I think more and more people will probably try to adopt this as Canada becomes more censorious with the internet and pushes for tighter and tighter controls over the internet. I think a lot of people are going to be jumping ship because you can pick up Starlink, and it's a contract between you and a guy who enjoys free speech, and you can use a VPN and make it look like you're in another country altogether. So this, I think, would be a great idea for a lot of people who are concerned about the censorious things that are coming in Canada. And that goes not just for people who are broadcasting on the internet, but people who are, you know, using social media, or people who are trying to consume media. Wow, that fire is going really good. Yeah, VPNs if it gets bad, absolutely. But beyond that, not just VPNs with your Canadian service provider, VPNs with Starlink. I think with the government cracking down on what people can say on the internet, people are just gonna virtually leave the country. Not literally leave the country. Do it in a virtual way. You can opt out by connecting right through to the stars, and then telling the world that you're not in Canada. That's one way around it. Because I mean, who's gonna stop you? That's at the end of the day. Is Starlink portable? As in talking to the taking it to the cabin for the summer, Clyde? Yes, it absolutely is portable. So James Top, actually, that was a really good thing when James Top was marching all the way from BC to do interviews, because I had an interview with them, and what they did was they connected Starlink, and they had a Starlink on the roof of a car that was following him. $140 per month for Starlink. Is it? Becoming even more so continuously too. I'll have to ask Darren what the Starlink it costs. He was still handsome afterwards. What, you talking about James Top? He didn't change at all. He just looked like James Top. I mean, the guy was physically fit before he left. You know, and he was trained. He was trained to make big walking, marching trips like that. Starlink MB? Like, I don't know what that means. MB? Clyde, you got any new toys from Snap-on? I've got a lot of toys from Snap-on. Hope James is doing well now. Yeah, he decided he wanted to opt out of being an online personality or of any kind after he completed his mission. That's what he did. What he wanted to do, and he's done with it. Much like a lot of the guys that you may have known following during the Freedom convoy. One comes to mind is Dave from Live from the Shed. Live from the Shed, Dave. What an awesome guy. I keep in touch with him. I chat with him every once in a while. Fantastic guy, but he was just like, yeah, no, this being in the limelight thing's just not for me. That's not my shtick. And so he went back to being a tradesman, and he just loves it. I still have some Snap-on tools from the 1970s. Clyde, do something. That's awesome. I have some old ones. I have a really specific paddle ratchet. It's specific to the Canadian National Rail. They made it. Snap-on made it just specifically for them, and I got my hands on one. I love it, and it's just it's nothing special, but it's got a particular taper to it that you can shove a big snipe on it. The same snipe that they would use for connecting, you know, when they're shunting the trains and connecting them together and disconnecting them. They would use the same snipe for that, and it would fit on these little ratchets so that they wouldn't have to carry around a big ratchet. They could just have this little one, and it had like really robust teeth on the gear, so you weren't breaking it. It was really cool. I think the other guy of the shed was charged with some convoy crime. I don't know about that. Remembering James Top and Dave from the shed is great. Yeah, they're both great people, man. The quality in Snap-on was great. It still is great. I love my Snap-on tools. I had like all my hand tools, like not all my sockets, but all my ratchets are Snap-on. The ones I like to use, my daily drivers. Yeah, Dave from the shed went ghosted. Yeah, I talked to him about it. He was like, yeah, it's not for me, man. That's not my cup of tea. I don't want to be famous or anything like that. I just want to. He wanted at the time to try to document what was going on, and he never really intended to put his face in front of the camera until he had to explain a few things. And then yeah, he got recognized around, and he's like, oh, this isn't my thing. This isn't my thing. He just wanted to be him, you know, and live his life the way he likes to live his life. And I got a ton of respect for him for just you know, sticking to what works for him. It's sad there's not nearly as many freedom flags on the road anymore these days. No, in fact, I keep seeing the Palestinian flags on the road. Yeah, not my cup of tea. I'm more concerned about liberty than I am other people's causes. He told everyone around the time of the bike run last year he was going back to his quiet life. Yeah, that's right. He went on that sidecar trip, and that was fun to watch. I remember the smoke-free fire barrel video. Yeah, those. That might be a fun thing to make. I don't know if you could make a wide one, just the way it works, like with the because it's like a double-walled thing with it's aerated in a particular way. I don't know if you can make like a wide one for like a fire pit, but that would be really cool. What? You ain't stacking a Ford point of view on the Rothschilds? Interesting thing about apologizing for all the things that he said about them after it turned out that the Protocols of the Elders of Zion was lifted from. They found out the book. It was like some obscure novel from Latvia from like 30 years prior. They just lifted it and used it as a piece of propaganda. As soon as that was proven, without a doubt, yeah, Henry Ford actually went back and apologized for all the things that he had published and said about Jewish people. So that's a real thing. Watched a video where a guy made a wood gas. Sorry, what? A gasifier that ran directly into a Honda Jenny that he produced. I think I saw that video listed, and I queued it up at one point, and then I forgot about it, and I didn't watch it. I'd like to check that out. I'd like to see how that technology works, and if it's worthwhile. Like, I mean, if it's a viable thing, yeah, sure. The video I saw, Clyde, the guy used a regular old drum, modified it. Some of those stainless steel fire pits look like a cool design, but they're pricey. That's right. That's right. No, I know what you're talking about, and I've seen other people take the full barrels, because what it is there's a lot of farmers that have to do big burn offs. They have to burn a lot of their stuff, so it makes sense that they just don't want to. They want it to be as efficient as possible. So the issue with those the smokeless wood fires is they burn a lot hotter, which means that they go through a lot more fuel quicker. So, like if you had one as a fire pit, yeah, it'd be cool, but it would you definitely use a lot more fuel. Like you go through a lot more wood. I have a burn barrel. I live extremely rural. Yeah. So the reason why a lot of farmers like those burn barrels, or even manufacture them themselves, is because the whole point of the burn barrel is to get rid of stuff, and if it's more efficient, then they can get rid of stuff quicker. So it's a little different from someone who just wants to sit by a fire and enjoy it. You have to find more wood for it. Of course, the no smoke is nice. You get your fire roasting, it has hardly any smoke anyway. Just use an old barrel and modified by putting a door on the bottom and a grate midway, and held it in place with rebar. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I saw. I saw something along those lines. Lots of useful byproducts from wood gasification. Well, that would be cool. Yeah, I'd like to look more into it. You use old washing machine drums. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Had I known that, I just threw away a washing machine. Dang. Easier to clean the ashes out. Yeah, it's easier. Out of the blue, when you live in Japan, did you get to ride the roller coaster Dudonpa? No, I didn't. I don't know what that is. Wow, the sun's starting to set here. Maybe I can turn around and go to another location where turn around this way. Go sit by the ATV. How do you like them apples? I'll just move some stuff around. Oh, that's a little better. That's a little nicer, hey? And I got a spot to perch my beer, my drink. My wobbly pop. That's an awkward little seat. All right, where were we? It'd be very sad to see you go. I know I already said it, but I really mean it. We're losing a great man and his family. Yeah, I mean, it's sad, but it's also going to be a great opportunity. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. You know, if I know it's such a cliche thing to say. Life gives you lemons, make lemonade. but it's true. It's true. You know, like if there's a crappy situation, there's always a silver lining. There's always an opportunity to do something else interesting or something that you know maybe you wanted to do, but you weren't in the circumstance to like pull the trigger on. So yeah, one of those situations. And Clyde, I live in Ontario. I asked the MP, where did all the people go? She said that would be a great name of a movie. Where did all the people go? Well, where are all the people going? It's yeah, that's what's your age yet? 35 yet? Oh, thanks for the compliment. Appreciate that. I was talking to my daughter today and I was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be 41 this in a month. And she's like, Dad, you're gonna be 42. I'm like, what? Oh, wow, yeah. It's 2024. I'm gonna be 42. Oh, I'm lying to everybody, telling them I'm gonna be 41 again.
You can tell chat that I'm 35.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Darren that you saw earlier, he's 35. You don't have to leave Canada, Clyde. You should not. As a mom, I'm proud of you. Well, thanks. My mom's proud of me too. You don't look 42. Oh man, if I didn't have a beard, you'd be saying you don't look 35. Yeah, I've got one of those baby faces. It's just, it is what it is. You don't look a day over 45. Thanks. Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate it. Where are you meeting? Wait. Where are you meeting going to live? I like where am I intending to go to live? Yeah, we're gonna go live in Texas. Like Clyde lived the Texas experience. Yeah, that's right. Don't want to come back after that. All our influential peeps leave and unfortunately tend to get distant enough that the info they are getting is close but never quite right. No, I'm going to keep all my contacts here in Canada. Absolutely. And have a lot of guests on from Canada. That's a huge thing. So I've been fortunate enough to make, you know, connections with a lot of great people, because like what I do on the channel is not anything extraordinary, you know. Like I have a point of view and I share that with people, and I talk about what the news is saying, and then I cross-reference that with people who are knowledgeable in a particular thing. So it's fantastic that I've been able to network and bring a lot of good voices to an audience that you know that's willing to listen about what the reality is of the situation, while the news is obviously telling you something that they're trying to convince with some narrative. But that's babyface Clyde. That's funny. So like all the work that I currently do, I can continue to do well into the future, even from Texas. Oh, no, it's good.
It's getting pretty low.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I guess I'm just adjusting to it.
Take it from the professional photographer side.
Yeah, how... Holy cow, that's bright.
It's on low. Oh, no, it's on high.
Yeah, that's bright. I've never actually used one of those.
They're wicked.
Do they soak up propane pretty quick, though?
No.
Oh, really?
Surprisingly not. It's, yeah, quite full still.
Oh, wow.
There's a few other tanks down there.
Handy.
Yeah. Yeah. They're wicked.
Yeah, we always just opted for the LED ones.
Well, I bought that before LED was a viable option.
Yeah, right. I had no idea they were that bright, though.
Yeah. The bonus is they kill the bugs when they hit them, rather than just attract them and infest your...
Wait, the bugs can get into it?
Well, it's... As soon as they touch the glass, they're gonna just fry.
Oh, it gets piping
It's
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's why there's the metal guard on it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But that one will switch on in a second here too, so the bug zapper.
Oh, nice.
But there's no bugs out right now.
Oh, it's even getting brighter.
No, it's getting darker. No, I think you're right though. The filament's lighting up.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the table. Like, the table's actually, like, bouncing a lot of light. Wow, that's really bright. Crazy.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like just like a cloth. If you touch the cloth with your hand,
Yeah, let's
it
fry
just
some bugs.
disintegrates. Yeah, fry some bugs. I'll do my part. Starship Troopers reference.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I didn't know that.
You ever see Starship Troopers?
When I was like 12.
No way, not when you're 12. Come on, you're like what, 7, 8 years older than me?
Yeah, when did Starship Troopers come out?
Don't tell me I watched it when I was like a toddler.
Yeah, it was out when you were like a toddler. Chat, when did Starship Troopers come out? More firewood, Clyde. Yeah, okay, more firewood.
Shred that. Oh yeah, you got the stack there. Seems like a sweet spot. I feel like Starship Troopers came out in either the late 90s or the early 2000s.
No, it was like early 90s.
Early 90s? Are you kidding me?
No, maybe it was like mid 90s.
It's gotta be, if it's 90s, it's like 96 or 98. Somewhere around there. I feel like it was 96 or 98.
Chat, when did Starship Troopers come out? It was released in 1997.
Oh, I said between 96 and 98.
You're right. You were right on with that. Okay, so how old was I in 97?
I would have been 10.
I would have been...
Or 97? No, I'd have been 9.
How old would I have been? I would have been...
Teenager.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Watch out for these ones, they got nails in them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all the plywood. Or, sorry, not the plywood, the pallets. Now I'm just making a haphazard, like, pattern here. So I would have been, what, 8 and 7, 15.
There you go.
So I said 12. That's not far off.
Yeah.
That's not far off.
Yeah. I can't believe that movie is that old.
It's very old.
You know,
And considering like it was mostly CG as well.
Yeah.
Like, that was like some early CG stuff.
You know, one thing that's talked about quite a lot right now, just with current events, is how the scene with the co-ed showers.
I don't even remember that. Yeah,
So
no.
they were all in the showers, and all the actors were naked. Imagine the future. Like, they actually kind of like predicted the direction that the future was going. And so they imagined the future where men and women would share bathrooms and share showers and stuff, and people would just be like, that was their imagination of it, right? And
Now
this
it's
was
now
in-
it's just perverts that share with women.
But
YouTube,
it was-
don't penalize me for saying that.
the funny part of this story was to get the actors. The more when you say it out loud, it sounds even more ridiculous. But the director, to get all the actors comfortable with being naked in the same room during the scene, because they shot it. It was a full single shot scene, I think, or I don't know. It's so long ago I watched it, but anyways, so to get the actors comfortable with all being naked in a co-ed shower scene, the director also got naked. He's like, guys, I'll get naked too. Don't worry about it.
That doesn't make me feel more comfortable.
I know.
That makes you seem more
I know.
creepy.
Exactly. So that's the funny argument about it, where it's like, does that make me more comfortable or more uncomfortable now?
Yeah,
that,
that's
our
uncomfortable.
Our boss is like, I'll get naked with you guys too.
See, look how great it is. It's no problem. Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
so
something
like
else.
Some funny meta that's like kind of making another like round in the world these days about Starship Troopers. Hey, solid film, and it's inspired other films and games like Helldivers 2, like that game that's insanely popular right now.
I don't know it. Yeah.
It's absolute, like 100% inspired by Starship Troopers. Their like ads are even like, I'll do my part, just like the.
Did you know that the original book was an allegory for how animals that are evolved from primates could never be communists?
Starship Troopers?
Yeah, it was a political allegory.
How does that work? Because it's like bugs.
Yeah, so what his premise was the idea that, because in the book they weren't just like bugs that were like thoughtless creatures.
That's what they thought when they first attacked, but then they realized there was like the queen hive mind or whatever.
Yeah, there's like a super intelligence behind it, but bugs, it turns out, were like the perfect communists.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I get it. You know, that's not just exclusive to Starship Troopers though. There's tons of sci-fi that.
But it was the first.
You think so? Like or wait. Was
the
book like way before the
before any other sci-fi?
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and it was written as an allegory for how, like, if you bring in communist like ideas, they'll break apart, they'll fall apart. But if only we were evolved from not primates, but like insects, then it would work.
Communism or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was saying that it was like his allegory was that communism would never work.
Well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if you look at ant colonies and bee colonies, I guess if you assigned a political label on them, they probably would be closer to communism.
Yeah, they're basically communism. Yeah, so that's, and apparently the book goes like super in depth into it. It's like the movie is nothing like the book.
I'll have to pick that up. I love reading sci-fi. I gotta.
Yeah. We've got Winiska with a $10 super sticker. Thank you. No, thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Raid flavor Wef bug spray. Yeah. No wonder they love the bugs so much over there at the World Economic Forum. Clyde, do you ever network with Dan Dix? I think he's also in Squamish. Yes, I did a a show with him, and unfortunately the audio didn't record. So we've been talking about doing it again at some point, but we never got around to it. I got in touch with him about coming on the show for the live stream. So definitely before I leave this town, I gotta make that happen, because yeah, Dan's awesome. I've chatted with him. I met up with him at the Million Person March back last September. Met with him. Yeah, no, he's a great guy. So yeah, I would absolutely love chatting with him anytime. Yay! Finally, big fire. There it is. There it is. And it's getting darker. You can see. You can see that there's I got one stick going right across. It's too long, so I'm just letting the fire cut it down the middle. Lovely fire there now. Still need more wood. No, I don't want to use it all in one go. Clyde, that's a brilliant idea. You should invite Gina Billy on your show in honor of your moving down south. I don't know who that is. Or Gin Billy? I don't know who that is. I might have to get to know who that is. Great March, LOL. Still people pressing that. My city in Abbotsford. More wobbly pops. Absolutely. Oh, Ginger Billy. I don't know why it cut off the word on the on the chat there. Are you gonna roast marshmallows to take advantage of the great goals? No, I'm not gonna have any marshmallows. Just chilling, having some wobbly pops. Ginger. Oh, Clyde, you ever been catfishing? No, I've never been catfishing. Exactly. An economical fire is a good fire. I agree. That's a pretty big fire. Like the flames are reaching like 4 feet at the moment. It's hard to tell because the camera's angled downwards, but yeah, more wobbly pops. I gotta start actually drinking them before they get cold. Daniel, can you close the door? Thank you. Oh, as soon as it gets dark, if you keep that door open, bugs come in. Beer. Oh, people are asking what wobbly pops. What's a wobbly pop? Wobbly pops are the pops that you drink that make you wobbly. Oh, is Vesper in the chat? Vesper, my man. It's been a minute. We gotta have a good chat one of these days. I should actually have you on as soon as I get a semblance of a studio set up. I want to talk about basically what you asked everybody if you were mission accomplished or if you should keep going. I think that's a great topic, and I'd love to have that conversation with you. We've had some great conversations over that fire. Yeah, absolutely. It's roaring. As I was telling the chat, I'm like, yeah, the flames are like 4 feet right now.
Yeah, it's still contained within a good size though, so that's good.
Yeah, that's decent.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for this long one to break and then flop it over.
There. Yeah.
It's getting close.
See how fast it gets dark though? That's why I threw the light on.
The chat's like, double it, make it more. No?
You're only allowed half meter.
Half meter?
Yeah.
Oh, they actually have restrictions on the flame height.
That's a category 1. Half meter, like a max. Above half meter is category 2, which are banned provincial-wide. Province-wide?
Yeah, this is above a meter. Well, so if you talk about like from the wood, that's a half meter right there.
Oh no, the height it's more like a circumference, but yeah, it's
Cracks and pops of a fire is a soothing noise. Yeah, that's right. It really is. Loving the wobbly pops. Yeah, I'm definitely loving the wobbly pops. But yeah, great to see you, brother. It's always awesome having you in here, Vesper. So we'll have you on again because I want to have that discussion about that. Because it really comes down to like, okay, well, you know, responsibility versus you know, need to do something versus you know, being compulsion to do a thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, and I don't know if you read my comment, but it was very much you know, if you feel like it's mission accomplished, then go off right off into the sunset. But always know that what you do, you have a particular set of skills for, and you'll always be welcome back to the fight. But if yeah, I understand. I understand completely the feeling. You so hippie, bro. Am I? Am I hippie? Oh, that's hilarious. Clyde, do you play cowboy guitar? Is there a particular type of guitar that's cowboy? I play guitar. I like a campfire when you put the hearth log in to split the double. What? Split, then double it on itself and rest. Holy cow, this fire is getting warm. That is warm. We're gonna chill back on the fuel here for a little bit. Drink too much, you'll have a real live stream to put that fire out. Yeah, nobody's pissing on fires out here. That stinks. Sing around the fire. Fire looks good. Thank you, Clyde. This is the first campfire I've been to in over 15 years. Wow. And it's not, we're not even camping. We're just in the backyard. What's your go-to song to play? I really like playing like flamenco music. It's great. Living in Texas, you'll fully understand King of the Hill cartoon. Yeah, fair enough. Benzene lowers the fire intensity, bro. Trust me. Okay. I got kids getting curious about this giant fire. Holy, this is hot. It's actually quite warm. Oh man, yeah, wobbly pops and a fire. It's always a good time. How long have we been doing this? We've been going for what I thought was an hour and a bit, and now it's showing me, no, it's counting in minutes. It just keeps going. So we're at 184 minutes, which is quite a bit of time. They're gonna go on marshmallows. Yeah, the kids will. You think you're roasting marshmallows on that? Holy cow, you're making napalm with that. Flamenco guitar playing is fire. Yes, I love it. Would be cool if you could sing a few of Billy, what? Oh, could snag a few of Billy's subscribers. Yeah, well, if people like the channel, I'm happy to welcome them aboard. It's always good to get a little bit more exposure. It's always good to be able to, you know, what's the term? Collaborate. That's the term. I love bringing people on for great conversations. So that's always my motivation. I just want to talk to interesting people, and the real nice aspect of the channel and the fact that it's grown so large is more and more interesting people are like willing to come on and have a chat with me. That's really cool. Like it really puts me in a particular circumstance that, you know, I feel like I got to take advantage of that. If I can talk to more and more interesting people, that's just so fantastic. Like such an amazing opportunity, and it'd be remiss of me to squander that. So yeah, I just keep reaching out to people that I find fascinating. Like for example, what was it? Just the other week, I had Jason James on, and I'd been following him on Twitter for some time, and I really like what he's saying. I like what he's doing, and I was able to invite him to come on and have a chat. It was one of the more interesting chats that I've had in a while. So that was fantastic. We actually on Tuesday were planning to do a recording for his channel, and because the timeline for my move got so tight, it didn't work out. So we're gonna reschedule that. So yeah, definitely make sure you're following Jason James on Twitter, and then also check out his podcast. I think it's Brave. I thought it was what is it? Brave New. It can't be Brave New World. I'm really fighting on that one. Jason James, just go to his Twitter and you'll find the link tree to find all the things that he has going on, and it's fantastic what he's doing. Marco, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce your last name. Sorry, especially after these wobbly pops. For a $5 super chat, what do you think is a sensible immigration target for Canada? All right, it's immigration target Canada for Canada. So here's the thing, like Canada. How do you even address this? It's such a touchy topic. It really is such a touchy topic. Immigration in Canada. I don't think immigration should be zero. I think that's a pipe dream that it's ridiculous to think that it would be zero. Obviously, we need immigration, and for a myriad of different reasons. Right now, I think what the government is doing is they're opening the door to immigration for all the wrong reasons, and some of the wrong reasons are this pyramid scheme of Social Security, where everybody's promised a pension when they're older, but yet now we're in a moment where the most amount of people are going to be going into the coffers and collecting that after they never saved any of the money. Well, maybe they saved some, but not very much. And now no politician wants that massive unfunded liability on their portfolio as a politician, right? So they don't want that to be the thing. So how do you offset that? You get more taxpayers. The thing is, you can't have the pyramid scheme flip on you. Oh, everyone's saying lol, Vesper. What do you say? You bring millions in and the immigration will balance itself. A stupid friend told me that, Clyde. Do something. Yeah, no, you're right. That's really funny. Yeah, the immigration question is a thing. Now, what we're doing wrong is this unfettered migration stuff. We can't have that. And not only that, like having people from a particular region emigrating and then being plopped into like major corridors where there's no housing for them. That just breeds animosity. That breeds all kinds of things. Animosity for those people against Canadians, and then also animosity for Canadians against those people. And then where you see it spread is to people just saying like, "Oh, all Indians are terrible." Well, I think that's a misnomer. It's wrong. And I mean, if you want to see some of the conversations that I've had with Darshan Maharaja, you can see that a lot of these people have been duped into even coming here in the first place. So you got to kind of feel sorry for them too. out of the whole situation. But if we were to be realistic, we should look at immigration in a sensible way, with a merit system, and like we used to always do. Canada had some of the most sensible immigration, the world, in the Western world for the longest time, and it worked well. And yeah, you always had people complaining about the newcomers. It was always a thing. Like, yeah, like when the Italians came, people would complain about the Italians, but now Italians are just welcomed in as normal Canadians. The Polish came, and then people complain about the Poles, and you see these cycles all the time. And yeah, that would happen, but it didn't happen on quite the scale. And I think this is particularly abnormal to see it. And yeah, I would like to see that come to an end. And in fact, there are a lot of people that came over with false promises, or this idea that they can come over as a student and then eventually become a citizen. Unfortunately, a lot of those people need to be told, like, sorry, that was a lie. You have to go. You got to go, and that's gonna leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But it doesn't mean that Canada needs to suffer for a scam system that was happening because we feel bad for people that got scammed. It really is an unfortunate situation with the whole thing. But yeah, I think there's a possibility of having a realistic immigration system. Look at it this way. Like, my brother's a truck driver in Northern Ontario, and he's telling me the only guys that are coming in to drive trucks anymore are Indian guys. And it's not because Indian guys are taking the jobs of Canadians that want to do the job. Canadians don't want to do the job. That's a big problem. So there's no Canadians applying, and so we have to look elsewhere. And that's just the reality. Does it have to all be Indians? I don't know why it has to all be Indians. We should be having people from wherever in the world that want to come here. But yeah, I think that's a sensible thing. If people come with the goal of of doing a particular job, or they come that of course is needed, we should have allowances for that. But if people are coming to be an Uber driver, well, we got enough Uber drivers. And if people are coming to be a worker in the service sector, at a Tim Hortons, well, we could probably supply Tim Hortons with enough laborers. And maybe they need to entice Canadians in with they are, a lot of these places during COVID they're enticing people in with good wages. So yeah, it's a complex moving target, and it's really hard for anybody to oversimplify and say, like, oh, okay, this is just a bang, this is how we do it, shut the doors and deport everybody. That doesn't really work. But what they're doing now is definitely a terrible situation. Because third world cultures like mine will settle for anything. Where we come from is usually poor as heck. We'll settle because we weren't as comfortable as citizens in this country. Most immigrants are some of the most hardworking people around. It's the ones who are turning to crime that are ruining it for everyone else. Yeah, and I think there's just like massive amounts of people is not good. And again, like, Canada's government needs to, be square with people. They need to really like the cat's got to come out of the bag. The unfunded liability of the baby boomers retiring all at once has been something that's been looming for decades, and everybody who looked at the situation knew this is just not, we can't do this. this pyramid scheme is coming to an end, and we need to face that. But instead, what politicians are doing is they're just opening the floodgates to get more taxpayers, and it's not translating into a situation where we're actually getting more taxpayers that are actually funding it. It's not working out. But it's a band-aid that they're trying to use to fix a problem that they caused. But the results of that could be way worse than the situation that they're trying to band-aid, if that makes sense. It's, you know, there's nothing more permanent. This is actually, it falls into this category. And this was a quote from Milton Friedman, famous economist. There's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. I think his real actual quote is than a government temporary solution. But that's really it. Want to vote? Pay at least $20K in Texas. I don't know about the actuality of that. Another province, or other provinces for the matter, working forestry, oil rigs, fishing boats, east and west. Oh, okay, I'm kind of lost in the chat here. Clyde, I tell people that I love your channel because you laugh at the craziness, whereas others seem to emphasize fear. I learned so much about Canada and other great podcasters from you. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. Yeah, like, so, yeah, you can probably grow really quick and have a lot of clicks if you emphasize on, like, oh my goodness, it's all collapsing. And then you do the black pill thing, and you get people all afraid, and then they'll keep tuning into you. But then what are you doing? You're doing essentially, you're doing the mainstream media thing, and that's really what they do. Fear porn. It's really bad. Let me get some more wood on the fire. Ooh, these rotties. That I think will split. Yeah, there we go. These ones feel a bit like cork, almost. Yeah, just let that go like that. That should be good. Ah, I kind of see the fire. They who does fear porn? I like most Canadian political channels on here. Yeah, I'm not getting a slapping contest with anybody. No. But I definitely think, you know, what is it? There, yeah, you can entice people in by saying, like, it's over or it's gone, or, you know, that does it. I try to focus more on the actual conversation, what I think about things. Good evening, Clyde, says Al Stewart for $10. And everyone, I discovered your channel during the Freedom Convoy. Could you bring me up to speed on when you're moving and what your plans are for your channel? Okay, so up to speed. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. That's fine. Up to speed is, well, we got kicked out of our place. So for all the other people who don't know, We got kicked out of our place because the landlord wanted to move back in after nearly 12 years. It was out of the blue, and it was very short notice, so whoa, okay. We had to go, and we're looking at the situation. Now, I've been saying for years that if I ever lost my place, that's probably it for me. And that's very bright. Holy cow! So I always said, like, if I lost my place, that would probably be it for me in this town, because it's just getting so crazy expensive. And so immediately we started looking around, like, where could we live, where could we do, what's our situation like. And looking around Canada as well, it's really expensive no matter where you go. It's all, we're peak bubble territory when it comes to real estate, and renting has become extraordinarily undoable, with how much it actually costs to rent places. Now I'm talking in this town, for the same place that we were renting for like all that time, it would be about $4,000 minimum to get another place like that. It's like, okay, so do that or downsize, or GTFO, like get out, go do something else. So we thought about it, and I moved to British Columbia because I was tired of the cold. So I wasn't thinking about moving back to Ontario or something like that. I know a lot of people in Alberta said, Clyde, we want you out in Alberta, and I appreciate that. I really like that. But we visited Alberta a few times, and it's not really the place for me. Although I do really appreciate the people from Alberta. It's really good. So, and lots of very friendly people. So we're like, let's move south. Let's move to the south. What's the difference between packing up everything, quitting your job, packing up, pulling the kids out of school, packing up all the stuff, leaving your friends behind, and moving 50 kilometers, or moving 5,000 kilometers? There's no difference. There really is no difference, especially nowadays with everything on the internet, and you really can keep in touch with a lot of people. So we thought, why don't we make a big move and do something not only that'll be beneficial for our futures, opportunity-wise, with the channel and all this, but take advantage of a situation where we could have no more winters. I'm really about that. Now, it was a toss-up between Texas and Florida, and my wife really doesn't like hurricanes. She just did not want to deal with hurricanes. So, all right, Texas. All right. So we searched around, and we were checking out information on the different cities in Texas, and the neighboring areas to the cities is really what it is. Big thing for my wife is to have a Japanese community in the area, so that was a huge thing. And then for me, it was like, I want to be close to the podcast circuit because I want to have more interesting conversations with more interesting people. So kind of landed on the Austin area, and yeah, that's the route we're going with that. And the plans for the channel is to continue to talk about Canadian things, but bring up the concept of talking about what's happening in Canada from the perspective of the canary in the coal mine. America's going through similar things, but hasn't quite gotten to where Canada is. And I think Americans really need to know what's been happening in Canada, about the particulars, and about where they're headed as well. So it's really, my main focus is on liberty and the preservation of that while talking about the Canadian story. So I hope that sums up a good answer to that question. That's sort of where I'm at with that. Here we go. If you can leave, you should. I'm stuck here. I hear that a lot from people. I hate when people ask me to justify what I do for my life. Like I started it and I can do what I want. It's crazy how some people believe they have a right to question personal choices. F that. I didn't take that as like a questioning. Some people did though. I've had some people like, and it's always going to be the case. Like people like, oh, how dare you leave us and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't dwell on a lot of the negative comments or a lot of the negativity that comes around. I mean, it's too easy to dwell on that stuff. It's yeah, that's not my cup of tea really. I'd rather, especially if you're gonna focus on something.